Sometimes I have to sit here and ask myself a question. Are we back? Yes, we are back. Of course we are back. We are back once again for possibly the final time this week. We'll see how I'm feeling come this weekend or All-Star break. We'll see if I'm up to covering any of the events, including the game. We will see. No promises being made right now because I really don't want to have to commit to doing it if I say we are indeed doing it. But we do have a basketball game. It is the final basketball game we will cover before the break. Obviously, last day of games here today, last slate before the weekend is over. And so let's go ahead and jump right in. We're popping. We are back. 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 Is this the greatest game of all time? No. Is it the best NBA slate we've had been able to cover? Absolutely not. Not even close. Am I even looking forward to tonight's game? I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't care about any of these three games available to us today. If we did not commit to covering games here today, I probably would have just canceled all of the streams. I did indeed. The plan coming into tonight, after yesterday, was to cover both games and by proxy cover all three games that are on today. Now we went through it yesterday, last night, what the schedule will look like, right? Bucks Thunder. Even when fully healthy, maybe not even a good matchup with how bad Milwaukee has been this year. Jazz Blazers, with what Utah has been doing these last couple of weeks, not really interested in tuning into them. And then our last game, Mavericks-Lakers, would have been interesting. This was probably the most interesting game of the night. It is a late night game for us here on the East Coast. But then last night, after we log off and after I set everything up, Cooper Flag gets ruled out for the game. He will be out and will be reevaluated after the All-Star break. Okay, I guess we could scratch this one off because the Lakers are already on the ban list. And best believe if there's no Cooper Flag, I ain't tuning in. So, unfortunately, the plan was to cover both nationally televised games. Not nationally televised because it's a streaming service game, a Prime Video game. But the plan was to cover both of these games. I'm axing this one out. I've already gotten rid of the stream. It is gone. We will not stay live for Mavs Lakers. Maybe it ends up being a close game. Don't matter to me. Don't matter to me. There's nothing interesting going on in this game here today. Two teams that I think have no chance of competing for a championship this year, going at it here. And the most interesting player playing that night or tonight would have been Cooper Flag, who is now out of the game. Okay, trapped in the 90s. What's up, Trap? This Jekyll and Hyde team frustrates me at times. I get it. The regular season is a roller coaster, brother. Ride the waves. Ride the waves. Just ride the waves. Ride the up and downs. But it is frustrating, for sure. I 100% get it. You are justified in that frustration. There are times where I'm absolutely frustrated with you, brother. Absolutely. So inherently, games are about 2.5 hours, so we'll go to 10. We'll see maybe about, a quarter and a half, maybe 2 quarters of this Blazers-Jazz game. Maybe it's interesting, maybe it's not, who knows. It don't even really matter. As far as Bucks-Thunder go, here's what we're looking out for. Here is the very little that we get. Obviously, no Giannis. We know this. Mr. Kolschi man himself, no Giannis. Angela Harding, Oda Austin, just his dad, Susan. Appreciate y'all, of course, as always. Right? So no Giannis. We know Mr. Kolschi man himself, the gambling addict himself. Giannis is out, as he has been and will continue to be even post-All-Star break. Ryan Rollins is playing. I would probably consider him the second best player on this team before they picked up this guy off of the waiver wires, Cam Thomas, we'll get to. Ryan Rollins is having a solid year. As a matter of fact, I'm so disinterested in these games, and I know I should be selling these games to you, be like, nah, it's going to be a good game, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. We're really going to be hanging out, and there are a couple of things we're going to be watching for. Ryan Rollins, maybe he could have a good game. He is 23 years old. He's a young up-and-coming guard. That's fun. That's interesting. Hopefully he has a good game today. Shows out a little bit more. Again, these stats have not been updated in a while because it's been a while since we covered the Bucks because Giannis is not available. And so the Bucks, without Giannis, is not the type of team that needs to be covered that closely. Trav in the 90s said Leon picked up 2 dogs. We could talk about Jeremy Sochan for sure. There were people who were bringing him up in the chat previously. We could talk about him now. Absolutely. But let me get to the interesting parts of this game. The things that I will be looking out for. Miles Turner, he's just solid in whatever he does. Without Giannis, what is the impact of Miles Turner without Giannis? I guess I get to watch today, right? AJ Green still remains probably one of the best marksmen in the NBA. Cool, great, awesome. What does it mean without Giannis? Not a whole lot. Same with Gary Trent Jr., one of the better marksmen in the NBA. What does it mean without Giannis? Not a whole lot. This Bucks team is coming off a victory, by the way, so not all is completely lost. Kyle Kuzma, again, I don't even know what to make of Kuzma at this point in his career. He's 30 years old now. His game has become a complete wreck. He's okay here in Milwaukee, I guess, but honestly, it's going to have to take either he coming back next year with Giannis to kind of revitalize his career if he has a good year next year with Giannis, healthy, and whatever goes on with the Bucks this year. Maybe they get lucky in the lottery or something. Who knows? Do they even own their pick? I don't even know. I know they've traded almost every single pick they have for Dame Lillard and Drew Holiday and all kinds of things. Either way, Kyle Kuzma is an okay basketball player who sometimes is very good and sometimes not. I'm really just kind of flying by these player graphics because this game doesn't need too much in-depth discussion other than Bobby Portis, good backup big, can spread the court from 3, but what is his value without Giannis? I can say that about almost every player on this Milwaukee Bucks team because this team was built with the idea of these are good pieces to place around Giannis, right? If Giannis is your son, these are good, solid-sized planets to have around Giannis. Without Giannis, these planets are ice cold. They got nothing heating them up. There is almost no value in these guys. They're really good basketball players, but they're role players. And without a star to orbit around, they're just aimlessly floating by, right? So not to be disrespectful to any of the people we covered, I'm kind of just running through it quickly because I don't have too much to say. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to hype up something that I don't think is going to be all that interesting today. Now, I'm hoping we get a fun, entertaining game. It's possible, and I'll go through it and we'll talk about why. Chris Baskerville, what's up, Chris? Remember the other day I asked the Knicks should get Cam. Now he's out here looking like prime D Rose? Sure, brother. I don't know if you've ever watched D Rose, Chris. You could have went with a million other names there, and I would have been like, ha ha, yeah. But D Rose, brother, really? There's not a single thing comparable between Cam Thomas and D Rose. You literally could have went with literally anybody else. You could have went with Michael Redd, and I would have been like, ha ha, yeah. Especially with the Milwaukee connection. You could have said Ray Allen. I would have been like, ha ha, yeah. But come on, man. D Rose, you got to be better than that, Chris. Come on. You got to come up with a better name than that. Kevin Porter Jr. is back from injury. I have yet to tune into a Bucks game that featured Kevin Porter Jr. in the lineup. The last time we covered the Bucks, Kevin Porter Jr. was still out with injury. So, show me what you got, kid. Show me what you got. Still, actually, I didn't even put his age in here because we hadn't covered him all year. I believe these are last year's stats. These are last year's stats. I have yet to watch a Milwaukee game with KPJ available. This is the guy I'm here for. I'm here for Cam Thomas. I'm here for Mr. Go Get Me a Bucket Cam Thomas, right? Thomas has the reputation of being a score-only player. The league is phasing these archetypes out, and he's going to have to prove that he has more to his game. And you know what? He said no. Now, I was right in that the league is starting to phase these archetypes out of the league. He literally just got waived out of off of the Brooklyn Nets. They were like, we're good, brother. You can go. We can't even find a trade partner for you. You can go. And he ends up signing with the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, this is a great signing for the Bucks. This is a great situation for Cam Thomas. No Giannis, little on-ball creation with this team. You bring in Cam Thomas, go get me a bucket, Cam. And he did absolutely that against the Orlando Magic in the Milwaukee's last game. He was phenomenal. 30-plus points. I think he ended up with 34. It's exactly what we need from Cam Thomas here today. Continue to get buckets, young man. The Brooklyn Nets tried to hold you down, and I know you're better than what you've shown this year. Go get me buckets here tonight and take down the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is why we're here. This is why we're covering tonight's game. I'm hyped for Cam Thomas buckets tonight. That's the only thing I'm hyped for the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, Ryan Rollins could also be interesting. Now, as far as the Thunder goes, we know what the Thunder are capable of, but no SGA tonight. Boom. No J-Dub tonight. Boom. Chet Holmgren, I do believe, is available. I think he might be questionable. Let me pull up their injury report right here real quick. But no SGA, no J-Dub, no Hartenstein, no AJ Mitchell. Okay. Chet Holmgren is available. Lou Dort is available. We know what these guys are capable of. I'm not interested in these guys. And honestly, I don't even have player graphics up for the guys that I am actually interested in. But no Hartenstein, the Benedict Arnold. Thank goodness I don't have to look at his ugly, stymie, disgusting, traitorous face here tonight. Truly hate Hartenstein deep into my soul. If you're wondering why, this should tell you all you need to know. I truly hate that man from the bottom of my heart. It's a sports hate. I'm sure he's a good human being and whatnot, so I root for his personal life success. But as far as his professional success, I hope his career crashes and burns. Alex Caruso, we know what he's capable of. We know what he can do. I don't expect him to do a whole lot today. Well, he's going to be matched up with Cam Thomas, so I'm sure he's going to be trying to go all out to guard him because he's really going to be their only on-ball creation guy. But Alex Caruso, he's waiting to turn himself up come playoff time. He has kind of been lollygagging through the NBA season. Every now and again he turns up for a big regular season game. For the most part, he's just kind of casually strolling through the NBA season. He is 31 years old. He is technically the elder statesman on this team. So he's taking his time. He's chilling. He's just moving and grooving around out there. Not going 100% every single night. Just chilling. He's just chilling. And I respect that from Alex Caruso. And it's a blessing that he could do that because he's on such a stacked team with guys like Lou Dort and guys like Cason Wallace, who is a little mini Alex Caruso in the making. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Albert, what's up, Albert? Chris Bashbo said, what's good, Nick Nation? Help his Chevy at the like button. Appreciate you, Chris. Appreciate you. Kason Wallace, it's crazy. KC found the perfect understudy for an aging Caruso. It is crazy. It is insane. With SGA being out, with J-Dub missing extended time, Kason Wallace has stepped up and showed some more on-ball skills. That I don't think a lot of people, including myself, thought that maybe he would be able to have here in the NBA, like more so of an attack, a closeout type of guard. He's been running some pick and roll, running the offense a little bit, getting better at it. So that was nice to see for a guy who's still only 22 years old. Aaron Wiggins. Aaron Wiggins is the man who saved basketball. One of the best 7th, 8th man in the NBA, right? Which is a weird thing to say. He's not quite a 6th man, but as a 7th, 8th man, kid comes into the game, he gets buckets. You feel his impact when he's out there, which is a really important thing for a player who plays, a limited role and limited minutes to do. When you get out there, make an impact, and whether it's scoring or rebounding or assisting or defense or just driving, kicking, just making your presence out there, being a threat is extremely valuable for a guy like Aaron Wiggins. AJ Mitchell is out with an injury, one of the better second-year guys in the NBA. Benzino, what's up, Benzino? Thanks so much for covering this game, Sheffy. I'm excited about Cam Thomas, too. Are the Bucks in trouble tonight without Miles and Rollins? I didn't know Ryan Rollins was not available. I didn't know Miles Turner was not available. Great. I thought maybe the Bucks would have had a chance here today. That flies out the window. So I'm really looking for a 40 ball or a 50 ball here from Cam Thomas. This is why we're here. But also another reason why we're here is a guy like Jared McCain is going to step into the lineup as he has so far here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. An absolute steal, by the way, for the Oklahoma City Thunder to just give up a first-round pick to go out and save Jared McCain from a Phillies situation where they just were not playing the kid. And with more on-ball reps here in Oklahoma City, he is back to reminiscing, or it's very reminiscent of the way he played his rookie year last year. Solid. Jared McCain, really solid. A lot of potential, oozing potential. And the fact that the 76ers could not, and I understand why, but it's crazy that they could not find any consistent role for Jared McCain off the bench. And I get why. They have 3 really solid guards ahead of him in Maxey, Edgecombe, and Grimes, all of who deserve to play ahead of McCain. But that does not mean you still can't find a role for him. Come on, brother. Like Mike Brown and the Knicks, they got like 9,000 guards on their roster, and they're finding time for all of them to play. So Jared McCain here in Oklahoma City. Now, look, when fully healthy, is Jared McCain going to be a guy who comes off the bench consistently for them? Maybe. I do think overall he might be a better player than Aaron Wiggins, but time will tell. They're going to have to get fully healthy, and we're going to have to see Jared McCain with them. I just think it's an insane pickup for Oklahoma City Thunder. Absolutely stole him from the 76ers. Great pickup by them. Surprised no other team was like, no, I'll take Jared McCain, because I do think he could possibly be a starting caliber guard in the NBA. The fact that nobody else really stepped in there, especially a team like maybe the Wizards, like give up a future first for Jared McCain, brother. It wasn't even that good of a first-round pick that they gave up for him. So go get him. Even if you have to jump it up to a first-round pick in 2 seconds or something. Like, beat that offer and go get yourself a talented young player. The issue is that Jared McCain would actually help the Wizards win basketball games, and obviously the Wizards have no interest in winning basketball games. But this is what keeps bad teams at the bottom. Go get yourself a starting caliber point guard and develop them. Anyway, now he's on the Thunder. A situation where they definitely don't need another point guard. Like I've talked about before, they have SGA, they have Caruso, they have Kason Wallace. Now they have Jared McCain. Could find himself in a similar situation coming off the bench for or having trouble finding minutes when the team is fully healthy. We'll see. Hopefully it works out for him. I'm rooting for Jared McCain's success. Now that is the last guy I have here in terms of player graphics, but there's a guy I want to talk about today, and this is why when talking about this game, the 2 things I was most interested in that made me want to continue to cover it, because I've already canceled the late game here tonight. We were going to do Mavs-Lakers after this game. And you guys know how I feel about the Lakers. But the reason why I canceled that game, I'm no longer covering that one tonight, we're just going to cover this one, is because Cooper Flagg is out, right? And he was the main reason why I was interested in covering that game to begin with, because the Lakers are already on my ban list. I don't think they play a fun style of basketball to cover. And, late game, 2 teams that I don't think are really all that much in the mix. I figured, all right, let's just cut that one. Or we were going to do it anyway because of Cooper Flagg versus Luka or LeBron or Reeves or whoever plays for the Lakers. But obviously that was not the case. And now Cooper Flag is out. And so I no longer think that that game is even worth covering. Twilson, what's up, Twilson? Justice That's a Knicks hoodie. Chevy has the best on. Yes, sir. You already know. You already know. So the guy on the Thunder that I'm most interested in watching. Now, we talked about Jared McCain. He is one of them, for sure. But this guy right here, where's he at? Where's he at? My guy. My guy. I have been absolutely enthralled with this kid's game. I've been waiting for him to make his NBA debut. He was out all of last year with a knee injury. I believe he tore his ACL, something like that. Wishing him a speedy recovery. Well, he already recovered. Just that, your guy Topic, absolutely. Nicola Topic. Yes, another Nicola is in the league. He was a lottery pick for the OKC Thunder, pick 12, because they got 1 million picks in every draft they're in the lottery. Nicola Topic was in this draft seen as by far the best point guard prospect. 6'6", great vision, all the things. He is yet to make his NBA debut. He's in his second season, technically, right? This will now actually count as his rookie year because he never played. As you can see, status, rookie. Never played in the NBA. Tonight, he is available for the first time in his NBA career to play. Now, you're asking yourself, why hasn't he played in 2 years then, or a year and a half? This is his second season. Like I said, he was injured last year, tore his ACL, I believe it was, and missed the whole season. Okay, kind of redshirted rookie year. We've seen rookies do that before. Comes in this year, he's ready to go. Plays Summer League, he looks good, he's impressive, thinking, okay, he's actually going to get real minutes for them this year. And then before the season started, gets diagnosed with testicular cancer and is out. And he's gone. And obviously that's not something you could just play through. That's something that's extremely serious, right? Really started to feel for him. Started reading up on his story. I kind of already knew his story because I love the draft and I know about him from the draft coverage. Like I said, the best point guard prospect in the draft. The reason why he fell in the draft to pick 12, which was crazy. Just take him, guys. Just had people just passing up on it. Just take him. 6'6" point guard with solid vision in a weak draft, by the way. This was the weak draft. This is the Riza draft. The fact that he fell to number 12 to the Thunder was insane to me. But the reason why he fell was because he tore his ACL, and so teams knew he probably was going to redshirt his rookie year. Doesn't matter. Take the talent. Anyway, he is available for the first time here today. He is recovered from testicular cancer. He played in the G League the other day. I did not expect him to be available to make his NBA debut at any time this season with the knowledge of the cancer. But he is available today. I'm rooting for the kid heavy. You know, you guys know that I root on the downfall of the best teams in the NBA because that is what you do. You root against Goliath. You don't root for Goliath. You root against Goliath. You root for David. So tonight I'm rooting for the Bucks to overthrow the Thunder here. But the thing I'm really looking forward to is McCain to play well. Looking for Cam Thomas to do things and make this game interesting. But I'm really looking at Nicola Topic, and I really hope he plays today. He's available to play. They didn't say he would absolutely play. He's available to play. He's on the active roster for the first time in his career. But I hope he can get out there. I hope he can make a difference. It's going to be fun, and I'm interested. David Oz Jr., what's up, David? He said, I said we're getting Sochan. A lot of people did say we were getting Sochan. I pushed back on it. Not that we weren't going to get Sochan, but I'm just not a fan of Jeremy Sochan. Look, I'm still not a big fan of Jeremy Sochan. But I always say the same thing. If you're wearing orange and blue, you got New York across your chest, I'm going to find ways to root for you, right? So I'm hoping Jeremy Sochan can be a good rotational NBA player in his career. Benzino said, that's so funny, Chevy. I always root for underdogs too. You have to. I think you're an insane person if you root for Goliath, right? In David versus Goliath, nobody's rooting for Goliath. You root for David. Always, 10 times out of 10. What are you, insane? I think you'd be an insane person to root for David. For Goliath. You root for David. Don't root for Goliath. James Cookfair, what's up, James? Cam Thomas is a great pickup. David R. Jr. said, Sochan, the missing piece. Like I said, David, what is Jeremy Sochan good at? What basketball skill is Jeremy Sochan good at? I think the defense is very overrated. When people are like, oh, he's a lockdown defender. I think his defense is overrated. I hope he proves me wrong. But I will say this. This season, I've heard from a lot of Spurs fans because I was interested as to why Jeremy Sochan was getting DNPs this year. So I go and interact with some Spurs fans. And you know what a lot of Spurs fans said? Kind of had a hip injury, and he can't really slide his feet the way he used to. And it really impacted the way he played defense this year. He was getting blown by very easily out on the perimeter, which is supposed to be one of the things he does well, stay in front of guys. And so let me tell you something. If Jeremy Sochan is his biggest value is defense, and the defense has slipped, he has almost no value offensively. Almost none. Almost none. He's a decent finisher at the rim, right? Not even decent. He's a good finisher at the rim, but doesn't really get to the rim consistently. David said 6'8", can play point, got length and young. Can he play point? He's played point, but can he play point? Part of him playing point guard was so that they can tank to get Wemby. If he could play point, he would have been playing point for the San Antonio Spurs this year. He cannot play point. He's got good length. He's young. He is 6'8". But like I said, you gave me measurements, David. What part of basketball on the court that is he good at? Now I'm rooting for him. I hope he comes. I hope the defense is there as advertised. I hope he can provide some value offensively as a cutter and finisher in the paint. I hope his versatility could really help the Knicks in combination with guys like Robinson and Anunoby or Bridges or Diawara even or whatever. But I can't tell you right now that Jeremy Sochan is better than Mo Diawara today. I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that, right? Now, it's a good flyer to take. Take him. Take him. David said, watch and see like Jose. It's not watch and see like Jose, David. Jose was an actual good basketball player, a part of a rotation. Jeremy Sochan was not. There's a reason why he was getting DNPs from the Spurs. And let me ask you something. The Spurs are noted as one of the best, most well-run organizations in the NBA, who are excellent at developing young players. Why did they just give up on Jeremy Sochan? 3.5 years into his career? They just waived him. You couldn't find the trade for him at the deadline. You couldn't send him to a team you wanted. You couldn't take a couple seconds back. Okay. That doesn't raise any red flags. Now, he's tough as nails. He's got a no-back-down attitude. I love that. Appreciate that. It's going to come in handy. He can be an irritant on the court. Again, I hope the defense is as advertised. He can play good defense, especially surrounded by a bunch of good defenders. I hope it works out. I'm sure he'll get a chance at some point here after the All-Star break. He'll get put in. I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Brown puts him in and removes Diawara from the rotation, which I don't think is the right move, but we'll see. And hopefully it works out. I'm rooting for him. It could absolutely work out, but he's going to have to show some skills. Jose Alvarado, we knew what he could do. He can knock down threes. He's a 37% three-point shooter for his career, five seasons in. Alvarado can run an offense. He's got good ball handling skills. We know he's a good defender, and we know he can be a thief in the backcourt. He didn't get the nickname Grand Theft Alvarado for nothing. All those things were established facts about Alvarado's game. He's 5 seasons into his career. Jeremy Sochan is 3.5 seasons into his career and lost his rotation spot to a team that is like up and coming, that wants their young players to take a step up, right? And they kind of drafted his replacement in Carter Bryant because Sochan was not good enough. Just overall was not good enough. He can't knock down a perimeter shot. He's not a very good ball handler. He's a good finisher in the paint. The numbers show out that he's a good finisher in the paint when he can get there, but doesn't always have the ability to get there. The vision is okay. Vision is all right. Cool. He's got good feel on the court. I like that. The feel on the court is good overall on both sides. Hopefully, he's feeling good physically because he did miss the first couple of games of the season with an injury, and that's where Spurs fans were talking about, maybe the injury is affecting the way he's playing defense. Maybe it was a lack of confidence, whatever the case may be. He's now in New York. So I hope it works out for him. I'm sure he's going to get an opportunity, and I hope he's ready to go for it, right? Because like I said, he can be an irritant. He can play some defense when the time calls for it, and surrounded by good defenders like Anunoby, like Robinson, like McBride, like Alvarado, like guys like that. And he's tough as nails. He's going to stand up for his teammates, which is something like that the Knicks haven't lacked, right? It was very uplifting to see Jose Alvarado, after Robinson gets knocked to the floor on a hard foul, Jose Alvarado come over and be like, get away from my guy, don't stand over him. He just got to the team and is one of the only players on the team, if not the only player on the team, who'll actually step up for his teammate. right? Picked up a technical. We need more guys to pick up technicals. And technicals like standing up for your teammates, not technicals screaming at the official because you wanted a foul, right? So I'm rooting for Sochan to work out, but he's going to have to show a lot because his game lacks a lot. You know, I've asked the chat multiple times to point out one thing he does good on an NBA court, and nobody could say it. Well, he's young, and he's got a big wingspan, and he's athletic. Like, cool. So is Patrick Williams. Nobody is calling out for Patrick Williams, right? Because we know he's not good at basketball. Similar situation with Sochan. Now, he's shown more than Patrick Williams, and he's got a more affirmative action personality than Patrick Williams, right? He's ready to get active, which is important, especially coming here in New York. So I'm rooting for him. It could work out, but I don't have high expectations. I'm very hopeful, but I don't have high expectations. Susan said Sochan needs to make his hair color blue. Oh, and I need him to have a different hair color every week. You know, like there's too many good hairstylists that he could go to in New York. He's got too many options. I need a new hairstyle every week. Every week I need something new. You know what? I give him the benefit of the doubt. Every other week. Every other week I need something new. I need him to keep it fresh. I need him to have a talking point every single time. I need it. I need it from Sochan. I will say I was a huge fan of Jeremy Sochan coming out of Baylor in that draft. And when he got picked by the Spurs, I was like, of course the Spurs drafted a kid who's going to end up being one of the best role players in the NBA. Of course he goes to the Spurs, right? And 3 seasons later, he's no longer on the Spurs. They just waive him. They cut bait on the fact that he has not been capable of winning out a rotation spot with the Spurs this year, right? Got beat out for rotation spots by Julian Champagnie, and Harrison Barnes. Now, Harrison Barnes is a veteran who's going to play, but, you know, got beat out for his rotation spot by almost every other guy on the team. Especially for a team that has a defensive identity, to just be like, yeah, let's cut bait on the big defensive guy, right? Jeremy Sochan, who's really good at defense. As a defensive-minded team, let's cut bait on the defensive-minded young kid. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe it's because he shoots under 30% from 3, doesn't have much ball handling capabilities. He's okay. He's an okay ball handler. He's not going to dribble it off his own foot. He can handle the ball slightly. Wilson said, no Patrick Williams slander. He's 3-and-D. He's 3-and-D with no 3 and no D, brother? Come on, Twilson. Come on, brother. He got no 3-ball and no defense. We just calling any 6'8 guy who shoots 3s 3-and-D. That man don't play no defense like that. Ain't nobody afraid if Patrick Williams is switched on to him. Nobody's like, ah, damn, I got a good defender on me. They're like, no, everybody clear out. Let me cook this dude. You can't be 3-and-D if teams are daring you to shoot the 3, man. Student said Cat is leading the NBA in double-doubles. He's also leading the NBA in offensive fouls, unfortunately. So since I look up his three-point percentage through the years, oh, brother, what am I going to look at? 37% from 3 from him? Come on. He's still on the Bulls, right? Might be his last year on the Bulls. Patrick Williams, he better be shooting like 42% from 3 this year, brother. If he's shooting under 40, I'm cooking you, Twilson. If he's shooting under 40, he better be over 40. He better be over 40. I'm not even going to look at this year. 39, 51.7 in 17 games played, sure. 42, okay. 40, okay. 35 last year, okay. 38.6. He's not even over 40 this year, brother. Oh, you guys can't even say it. You're not even over 40 this year. Ain't nobody concerned about Patrick Williams shooting 3s. Also, with this low volume, ain't nobody worried about no low volume. He's taking 3.5 threes a game. He's making 1 3-point make a game. And you want to talk about 3-and-D. 3-and-D is like at least 8 attempts and really solid defense. That's 3-and-D. I don't care about this percentage when he shoots under 5 threes a game. That means you're making 1. Even with high shooting splits, you're making 1 3 a game. Nobody cares about that. Come on, man. Were you looking at 3-point percentage while ignoring volume? You know how important volume three-point shooting is in the NBA as a shooter? Steph Curry shoots 39% from three, and you know why he's still considered the best shooter in the NBA? Because he takes like 12 threes a game. Patrick Williams is not a good three-point shooter. The reason why he takes so little threes is because he's left wide open, and he's still only making one a game. Tosin said when he was not starting, not saying he's a beast, he's feasible. Absolutely not, Tosin. Absolutely not. There's a reason why he is no longer a starter. There's a reason why he is no longer a starter. How old is he now? I want to say 24. 24 years old for Patrick Williams. 24 years old. He's averaging 7 points per game, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, shooting under 40% from the field. This is the worst season of his career so far. And also, when you go through his career, 9 points, 9.2, 9, 10.2, 10, 9. Almost no improvement through his career so far. Has not improved his volume of three-point shots. He went from 2 to about 2 to 3.4. He took about another 3 a game, another 3.5. The same the next year, slightly more. We could say maybe even 1 more, and then he's back down to 3.5 this year. These are putrid stats, brother. Putrid stats. Patrick Williams is not a 3-and-D player. If he was, he'd be a starter on a Bulls team that desperately needs size and shooting. Nixon NYC, what's up, Nixon? My guy can't even get up 5 threes a game. You just give anybody the moniker 3-and-D. I'm going to leave my guy Topic up here for a minute. I'm going to get over here. We are getting ready for the tip-off. Thunder taking on the Bucks. A lot of injuries flying around for both sides. Hopefully this is a fun, interesting game. Cam Thomas, show me what you got. Also, once a Nick, always a Nick. Jericho Sims in the starting lineup for the Bucks. Nixon says, Sochan. Yeah, we just had a nice talk about Sochan. Loving the new pickup. I hope it works out. I hope his career works out here with the Knicks. 22 years old. He's going to have to do extensive work with Peter Patton. Hopefully he's getting ready in the gym during this All-Star break. No vacations, Sochan. No vacations. Get in that gym, brother. Get in that gym with Peter Patton. Get them shots up. Susan said, no more Patrick Williams conversation allowed in the chat. You can talk about Pat Williams. I'm just going to look at you sideways. Doc Rivers is out. Okay. This is too excessive now. The head coach is out? Why is Doc out today? Darvin Ham is the active head coach today. Why is Doc out? Put him on the notable players out tonight. He counts. He counts. No Giannis, no Turner, no SGA, no J-Dub, no Harnstein, no AJ Mitchell. Why is Doc Rivers out? Nixon said, defensively it will. Will it, Nixon? Will it? Is he that good defensively? Is he that good defensively? Is he? He's versatile. But is he good? Benzino said, do you look forward to the break, Sheffy? I'm a little sad. Well, I'm looking forward to it, brother. I was definitely getting to a point where I was like, man, here we go again tonight. Daniel Tilson, what's up, Daniel? Susan said Sims is good now, but please don't let him be in the dunk contest. I think his dunk contest career is over. He was ruled out due to personal reasons. Oh, he's attending a funeral. Okay. So the Thunder win the tip. Kenrich Williams throws a lob down low to Chet Holmgren, able to catch it. Turns and fires a fall away over AJ Green, can't get it to go, and KPJ with the rebound. Porter Jr. bringing it down. QSA Romeo, what's up, Romeo? Who do you think is going to win? Why would you bet on? I mean, I'm not betting on anybody, brother. Never do. Who do I think is going to win? Probably the Thunder. Who am I ruined to win? Definitely the Bucks. And an offensive foul was called on the Bucks as Kuzma was going to the rim. Ball is going to go back to the Thunder. Niall Dimitri, what's up, Niall? Scoreboard, what's up, Scoreboard? Thanks for the call. Where's the Knicks chefs at? On the way, brother, on the way. Kason Wallace has it on the right wing. Pulls it out. Gets it over to Holmgren. Holmgren hands it off to Dort. Now back to Wallace. Wallace up top being guarded by Sims on a switch. They switch it again. They get it out. Isaiah Joe, a straightaway three. Starts the game off with a straightaway three bomb. We're really just biding our time here until we can get our guy Kason Wallace in. I don't even have the game cast up for you guys. My apologies. AJ Green responds with a straightaway three of his own. And we are off and running. Chet Holmgren fires a three. He can't get it to go. Here comes Porter Jr. Is that Isaiah Todd? Who is that? Oh, that's Ousmane Dieng is in the starting lineup for the Bucks. They try to lob it down low, gets knocked out of bounds by the Thunder. It's going to stay with the Bucks here. I'm really biding my time until we get some Cam Thomas action. Where's my guy Cam Thomas at? Kevin Porter Jr. gets it in the green. Green kicks it out to Sims. Sims up top, hands it off to Porter Jr. Coming to his left against Kason Wallace. Scoop play with the left hand, gets swatted out of there by Chet Holmgren, and he recovers the ball, bringing it down the other way. They get it over to Wallace. Wallace up top, over to Joe. Joe, no hesitation, three. Pretty much an air ball, barely grazes the side of the rim there. And here come the Bucks bringing it down the other way. Ousmane Dieng on the right wing, going and attacking his former teammate. Pull-up jumper for Dieng. Can't get it to go. A former Knicks draft pick traded on draft night, by the way. Once a Knick, always a Knick. Ousmane Dieng. Dort gets it over to Kenrich Williams, attacking to his left. Foul line pull-up jumper. Nice move, but can't get the finish. Ousmane Dieng with the rebound, bringing it down the other way. Get it over to Kuzma. Kuzma swings through to his right, down the lane, lefty layup. Can't get it to go. Holmgren with the rebound. They can't get out to Kenrich Williams. Kenrich Williams, cross-court pass to Dort. Dort, one dribble pull-up three. Can't get it to go. And knocked out of bounds by Kenrich Williams. Skomberg said, I think we have our second wing stop in Sochan and Diawara. Second team will be awesome on the and defensive-oriented. If they stay with those two guys, I tend to think that one of those guys will get minutes and one of those guys will be on the bench. Kevin Porter Jr. knocks down a one-legged fall-away jumper. Kason Wallace, step back, fall away over Green. Maybe in the long run, Skomberg, if those guys continue to develop the way we hope they continue to develop. Kevin Porter Jr. down the lane, leaves it off for Sims. Sims, a bully ball, hard, strong dribble in the paint. Can't get the layup to go, but he gets his own tip up and in. Nice, strong move from Jericho Sims. I love that. Dort steps back, kicks it out. Kenrich Williams, a wide open right wing three. Got it to go down. Bama bound Ant. What's up, Ant? Chet blocking. Who today? They get it into Sims. Sims hands it off to Dieng. Ousmane Dieng down the lane, throws a lob up top to Sims, and he throws it down. Jericho Sims getting active earlier tonight. I like it. Give me some Jericho Sims action, for sure. For sure. Nixon said, I want to see what we look like when it's Alvarado, Bridges, Hart, OG, Mitch on the court. Absolutely. Absolutely want to see that for sure. And Isaiah Joe responds with a straightaway three of his own. Now we're tied up at 9. K Hazy, what's up, K Hazy? Thomas is a good pickup for the Bucks. Yeah, they needed something. They needed something, and he's a great flyer. He's a great player to take a flyer on for sure. For sure. They're going to need to pay him at the end of the season, but it's a great idea to bring him to the building. They need scoring. They need a guy to get buckets outside of Giannis. And Cam Thomas could absolutely do that. I'm very excited to watch them Cam Thomas today. I can't wait till he gets into the game. I'm still waiting for it. Kason Wallace dancing with it up top. Shot clock winding down. Mid-range fall-away jumper. Can't get it to go, but Kenrich Williams with the offensive rebound. They swing it around to Dort. Dort a three over Green. Can't get it to go. Dieng the rebound. Ousmane Dieng bringing it down the other way. Ousmane Dieng dancing with it, coming to his left. Gets caught in the air. Leaves it off for Green. Good defense from the Thunder, forcing to kick it back out up top to Sims. Sims hands it off to Kuzma. Kuzma coming to his left, picks up his handle, leaves it off for Jang. Jang calling for a screen. Uzman Jang coming to his right, and a moving screen on Jericho Sims. We are 7 minutes to go here in the first. MBC Rel? What's up, bro? Need McCain for 11. Very excited for Cam Thomas. Very excited for McCain. Very excited to see if we get a sighting of Nicola Topic here tonight. Those are the three guys I'm watching out for most. Bruce Fowler, what's up, Bruce? Love when you call a non-Knicks game. Your play-by-play and commentary is required even if I got the game on the telly. Appreciate you, Bruce. Appreciate you, man. I might not be as invested in this game here today. I'm going to be perfectly honest and perfectly clear. I might not be as invested in this game today. So many players are out for both sides. Even the head coach is out for the Milwaukee Bucks, but it's for personal reasons. He's attending a funeral, so shout out to Doc Rivers. Hope everything is peaceful right now. But, you know, even the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks is out tonight. You know, it's very emblematic of this game. No SGA, no Harnstein, no J-Dub. And then on the other end, no Giannis, obviously. No Ryan Rollins, no Miles Turner. Like, my goodness. Ridion John, what's up, Ridion? He said, happy birthday. Appreciate you, brother. It's not my birthday, but I appreciate you. Mark Avon, what's up, Mark? Been a while. I feel like it's been a while, brother. Said not invested at all. Knicks are the only team that really matters. I mean, they're my favorite team, but I love the NBA. I love basketball, brother, so NBA matters to me. Sons Jen, what's up, Sons Jen? How's your day been? Day's been cool. Day's been solid. It was PlayStation State of Play earlier. Really exciting stuff. Really exciting games on the way. That was fun. Sconberg said, Alvarado, Deuce, Sochan, Diawara, Mitch, second team would destroy the turnover-heavy Detroit. Perfect mix of scoring and defense. Could be a starting team for any bad team. I don't know where the scoring is coming from. Sochan, Diawara, and Mitch, not offensive players at all. Deuce has an iffy handle, and Alvarado is about 5'10", and definitely can't uplift the offense. That's not a good mix of defense and offense. That is almost solely a defensive lineup that would really struggle to score against any mediocre defense in the NBA. Chris Basco said, what grade do you give Mike Brown so far this season? An interesting question. Interesting in the sense that my immediate thought was B, but I feel like that's a cop-out answer because it's like, he's done a fine job, B. If anything, I'd lean more towards a B+. I think it's been there are some gripes I have with him, so A is out of the question. He's definitely not getting an A. Benzino said B+. B+ feels very fair. Part of me wants to give him a B. I know it's a little bit of a cop-out, and like it's a very easy, like middle-of-the-road kind of grade to give. But I think he's been good. I think there's been some missteps. It's year one, so maybe that's to be expected. Maybe I'm being too harsh on that, but I give him a B. Give him a B. There's been some good, there's been some bad. Rodney McLeod, what's up, Rodney? I think Milwaukee got this tonight. It's definitely going to be an uphill battle. It's going to depend to see what Cam Thomas can do against them tonight. Really. Who is still not in the game. Where's my Cam Thomas, man? Don't tell me Cam Thomas is not playing tonight. The Tucci, what's up, the Tucci? Isaiah Joe misses a three, careens off the side of the rim and goes out of bounds. Here come the Bucks with 6:44 to go. Ridion John said, speaking of uplifting, you uplift YouTube with your show. Appreciate you, John. Appreciate you, man. Caden Rayner, what's up, Caden? Who will win? This is why we watch the games, brother. If I knew who would win, we wouldn't be watching them. AJ Green knocks down a left wing three. And here comes Kason Wallace. He has it up top. Wallace crosses over to his left, gets caught in the air, tries to lob it down low to Holmgren, who gets the pass anyway. Well, it looked like Milwaukee was ready for the lob pass, but Chet Holmgren just rises over them, lays it up and in, and draws the foul. So he's going to go to the foul line for one more. Sconberg said, B, he's experimenting. He has a team. He didn't build, so he needs to see what works for his style of play. I'll absolutely, 100% agree, Scumberg. 100% agree. Perfectly put. He has experimented. He's got to learn what kind of team he has for sure. For sure. Perfectly put. Jason, what's up, Jason? Don't worry, Chef Cam is playing today. He better. He better. He is the only reason. Him and Topic are the only reasons I was like, all right, we're covering this game today. Bobby Portis is in the game, by the way. Kevin Porter Jr., Bobby Portis, Kuzma, Jang, and Green. Porter crosses over down the lane, gets a two-handed slam, crossing over on Lou Dort. Nice move for Kevin Porter Jr. It's 16-12. We're past the halfway point. Why is my timer stopped? I didn't press that button. Kenrich Williams has it on the left wing. They get it up top to Chet Holmgren, hands it off to Kason Wallace. Kicks it back up top to Holmgren. He's going to fire the straightaway three in the pick and pop. He's not going to knock it down. Usman Jang rips down a rebound, lobs it over the top to Kuzma. Kuzma down the lane, kicks it in the corner. Bobby Portis hesitates from three, didn't want to take it. Going to pull it back up top. They're going to run some offense. Kuzma coming to his left. Step back three for Kyle Kuzma. He ain't get it to go. Isaiah Joe was like, really? You're going to shoot the step back three? Go ahead, brother. Knock yourself out. Could not knock it down. Kenrich Williams gets it up top to Kason Wallace. He's going to dance with it. In and out move. Nice hesitation move from Wallace. And he draws the foul on A.J. Green. Rodney said, I got Porter and Thomas for over 16.5 points plus the money line at plus 1,300. But where is Thomas at? I don't know where Thomas is at. I'm asking the same questions as you, Rodney. I'm here for some Cam Thomas basketball, some Cam Thomas hoops, and I'm not getting it right now. Where are my Cam Thomas hoops? Kason Wallace misses the first free throw. He's got one more coming. Bruce Fowler said, sorry, I'll stay on subject. I don't know what you're apologizing for, brother. You can stay off as much off subject as you want to. That is the beauty of the chat, brother. Drew said, despite getting 30-plus put on us by Detroit, no one stepped up like Musa to say, no. You're not going to do that. We don't need Oakley or even Anthony Mason, RIP, but someone. And that's where a guy like Jose Alvarado's already proved to step in for, as Lou Dort picks up a bad pass from the Bucks and just easily picks it up and goes the other way and throws it down. Kason Wallace split his free throws, so it is 15-16. Portis hands it off to Jang. Jang down the lane, kicks it out to Cam Thomas, who's in the game. Thomas steps back, pump fake, gets, and he got the shot to go down. Cam Thomas gets into the game, says, give me the ball, I'm going to get buckets, and he got buckets. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Cam Thomas. This is why we're here. This is the show. Put on a show, young man. Put on a show. This is why we're here. We're gathered to watch hoops tonight against two teams that have injuries all over the place, players sitting out all over the place, but we're here for some Cam Thomas hoops. That's really what we're here for, and Thomas walks into the game, immediately gets an and one play on Lou Dort. I love it. I'm loving it. Ozahar, what's up, Ozahar? Under 5 to go. Jay Will hits Joe comeback door. He knocks down the scoop layup over Cam Thomas. It's all right, Cam Thomas. We're not here to play defense. We're here to get buckets. KPJ, give the ball to Thomas. Give the ball to Thomas, KPJ. Stop trying to run offense. Just give the ball to him and get out of the way. KPJ has it, dancing with it. We're not here for you, brother. He swings it out to Portis. Portis, pass fake. Now puts up the three. You better knock it down. And he does just that. If Cam Thomas ain't the one shooting the shot, you better knock it down. Jay Will has it up top. Coming to his right. Hands it off to Isaiah Joe. Off the handoff for three. Can't get it to go, but gets fouled by Bobby Portis. A terrible foul by Bobby. 4:05 to go here in the first. It is a 5-point game with Isaiah Joe going to the foul line for 3 free throws. Foong Pei, what's up, Foong Pei? Durston, what's up, Durston? I saw you earlier, Durston. I forgot to shout out your name. Appreciate you, brother. Joe knocks down the first one. He's got 2 more coming. Joe knocks down the second one. He's got 1 more coming. Knock it back to a 2-point game here. Ronnie said, best coverage on YouTube. Love the energy. Appreciate you, Ronnie. Appreciate you. This is also my energy for a game I have no interest in. Imagine when we're actually watching a good basketball game. Appreciate you, Rodney. We are live 6 days out of the week, brother. Try to cover as much basketball as possible. We might cover the All-Star game. Obviously, the All-Star game has not been good in over a decade. So we tried covering it last year. It's kind of dismal, kind of boring. Maybe we'll try covering it this year just to even hop on and hang out because we're not going to have a game to cover until next Thursday, next week. Cam Thomas has it up top. Swings it up top off a double team. Yeah, they got to double team my guy. Step back mid-range jumper for KPJ off the back rim. They get an offensive rebound, and Ousmane Dieng draws the foul. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. They're so afraid of my guy Cam Thomas, man. They're double teaming him out on the wing. Like, let my guy go one-on-one. You can't guard him. You got all these perimeter defenders all over the place. OKC, you got Kayson Wallace. You got Alex Caruso in the game now. You got Lou Dort out there. As Ousmane Dieng, this is the first free throw. You telling me he needs a double? I better D up. Just that's it, covering the All-Star games. Maybe we'll cover the All-Star games. Boom Pay said, man, healthy Zion, healthy AD, healthy Giannis. Come on. Here comes Jared McCain. Don't mind some Jared McCain hoops either. 3 players I'm interested in watching tonight. Cam Thomas, number 1. Nicola Topic, number 2, who might not play today. Probably won't play today, but I'm hoping he does. And Jared McCain. Big fan of Jared McCain. Unfortunately, he ended up on a dominant team. Hopefully he can carve out a role here and get some consistent minutes. Kevin Porter Jr. split the free throws, by the way, and then Isaiah Joe misses, or Andrew Wiggins, not Andrew Wiggins. Aaron Wiggins misses a free throw, and then Cam Thomas the other way knocks down a mid-range jump shot. Yes, sir. So it's 25-20. Isaiah Joe down the lane. They kick it out to Wiggins. Wiggins, a wide open left corner 3. Rattles it in. The man who saved basketball. Rattles in a 3 there. Portis up top, hands it off to Green. Green bounce pass back to Portis. No hesitation 3. He misses it. You telling me you ran a whole possession there without giving the ball to my guy Cam Thomas? That's what we do in Milwaukee? Come on. What are we doing? Jared McCain jab step down the lane, gets swatted out of there. Who's this young man in the game right here? Pete Nance. Pete Nance in the game. Brother of Larry Nance Jr., by the way. You did not know. The brother of Larry Nance Jr. is in the NBA. Pete Nance. There he is, down there. There's Pete Nance. Just that's it. Sunday, 5 p.m., World versus Stars. The All-Star game makes no sense. They have 3 teams. They have like an old player team, and then they have an American All-Star team, and then they have the World team. But players are injured, obviously, so they're replacing players. It does not make any sense. They shifted Norman Powell from the World team, from the American team to the World team. And they're like, well, he's got Jamaican roots, so now he's part of the World team. And it's like, none of this makes sense, man. This is what nobody wants this. Give me East versus West. Adam Silver, grow a backbone, go into the locker room, tell these dudes to play hard or else, give them an ultimatum, and then go sit in your seat like this and eye every player down. And be like, listen, you don't have to play hard for the first 3 quarters, but come 4th quarter, come game time, you better play hard. That's all you got to do, man. That's all you got to do. But instead, we got all these gimmicks every year. And just give me East versus West. And accept that the All-Star game is bad now. Just give me East versus West, accept the All-Star game is bad. Stop it with these gimmicks. Bruce Fowler said, Cam says he wants to stay in Milwaukee. I mean, I would say that too if they had, if they were the team that was going to be able to pay me the most come the offseason. Maybe that's not the case. They didn't trade for him, so they don't have his bird rights. But they'll definitely be the most interested, right? Because they need as much talent as possible around Giannis come next year. So I'd say that too if I was Cam Thomas. Be like, yeah, I really want to live in Milwaukee. Susan said, KZ Cam Thomas wasn't getting up for the Nets. The Bucks are different with the freight train Giannis. I mean, it's different because he's got an opportunity to play. And it was some weird stuff going on with... Was my mic off the whole time? Y'all can hear me, right? That was weird. How long was my mic off for long? I don't know why that happened. I just looked over and I saw that it was not on. That mic's on, right? Real art, man. If that's with the real art, I remember Larry Nance, the OG, playing in Phoenix. Yep. and his son, Larry Nance Jr., is in the NBA. And then now his brother, Pete Nance, is in the NBA as well. Just that said, Brent Barry dunked from the foul line. He did do that. It did also make dunking from the foul line something that people were like, oh, I guess that's not that impressive. Jonito Abrigo? What's up, Jonito? Ronnie said, we heard you the whole time? That's weird. I looked over at my audio interface and it showed my mic was off. It was weird. Your mic was fine? It was weird. I don't know why it showed that. Obviously, I would never hit that button purposely. Here we go. OKC missed a shot. AJ Green has it up top to get it over to Portis. Portis hands it off to Cam Thomas. He's being chased by Caruso. Cam Thomas, step back, mid-range fall-away jumper. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. All right, we love those shots, Cam. Keep putting them up, brother. Keep putting them up. Real hooper out there. Caruso up top to Jared McCain. I want to see Jared McCain and Cam Thomas go out of here. Stop moving the ball around, OKC. You're running good offense right here. I don't want good offense. I want the ball. Oh, as Isaiah Joe slips and falls, and he stays on the floor for a second. He's going to pop up. He seems fine. They come over. They get a steal. Andre Jackson leaves it off for Cam Thomas. Pump fakes. Driving to his left on McCain. Spins to his right. Half spin. Pump fake. Has nowhere to go. Pass fake. Kicks it out to Green. What a pass fake. But Green can't reward him. And Andre Jackson dropped in from the rafters for a two-handed slam putback. And then J. Will got something to say about it. Got a little scuffle. What's with all the feelings going around in the NBA? All these scuffles every game. Players catching feelings. I get it. It's been a long season. People are agitated. But unless you guys are moving like the Pistons and the Hornets, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Just that said, we lost our minds when Brent Barry dunked from the foul line. I understand that. You know, I'm just saying. I think people looked at that and they were also like, huh, I guess it's not the most impressive thing in the world if Brent Barry's also dunking from the foul line. There was a time where people thought only Michael Jordan was capable of doing that. Only MJ was athletic enough. And then it was like, here comes Brent Barry, who's athletic. Not like a freak athlete. And he dunked from the foul line. And now I don't think anybody really cares about dunking from the foul line. So much so that Zach LaVine had to put it between his legs to dunk from the foul line to make it impressive again. Didn't he do a 360 from the foul line too? Boompe said, when feelings get involved at the hootenanny, a kerfuffle can break out. This is for sure, brother. I co-sign every single word you just said there, Boompe. Co-sign every single word. Ronnie said, NBA is getting too soft. There's too much money. Why would I take a fine? Why would I take a fine on my millions of dollars? And Nicola Topic is in the game. I'm sorry, pause everything. My guy Topic is in the game. If you don't know Nicola Topic's story, my guy was set to make his debut. He tore his ACL. He was a lottery pick, 12th overall pick last draft, not this past draft, but 2 drafts ago. Tore his ACL, so missed his entire rookie year. He's got the ball right now up top. Missed his entire rookie year with the torn ACL. Then was getting ready to set to make his debut this season. Then got diagnosed with testicular cancer. Now he's back. Topic pump fakes, inside pass, J. Will knocks down the floor, and that's what Topic does. Now, unfortunately, the rich get richer with Oklahoma City Thunder now having this awesome do-it-all point guard, Nicola Topic, out there. But I'm rooting for the kid. Battling testicular cancer, making his way back. Bobby Portis launches the 3, can't get it to go. Jared McCain with the rebound. They're off and running, pushing it the other way. McCain leaves it off for Wiggins. Wiggins kicks it out to J. Will. J. Will 3. He can't get it to go. Andre Jackson with the rebound. Where are we at? A little over a minute to go. Andre Jackson pushing it the other way. Hands it off to Green. Green being guarded by Topic. Green pulls it out. Get it over to Cam Thomas. Keep the ball, Thomas. Going to drive right past Caruso. Stop, step back, kicks it out to Pete Nance. Pete Nance kicks it up top to AJ Green. Green coming to his right, kicks it back over to Nance. Nance can't get the shot off. One dribble to his left, puts it up. Got it to go for Pete Nance. Okay, Pete Nance. Okay, Pete Nance. CJ Trent, what's up, CJ? Jericho Ballhag. What's up, Jericho? McCain has it up top. There's about 35 seconds to go. Coming to his right. Dancing with it. Coming to his left. Puts up the floater. Good move from McCain. Can't get the finish. Battle for the rebound. Pete Nance able to grab it and get it over to Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas has it up top. Thomas driving to his left, right past Caruso. Tries to deliver an inside pass to Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis dives on it, able to save it out to A.J. Green, who fires a three, can't get it to go. And Portis right there misses the tip, gets the offensive rebound, misses it, puts it up, can't get it to go, and an offensive foul on Bobby Portis. You're just doing too much out there, Bobby. You're doing too much out there, brother. Get the ball back in my guy Cam Thomas's hand. Cam Thomas, stop looking for the pass. You're here to get buckets. Get buckets. You are not a passer, you're a scorer. You're a shooter. Get the ball in your hands, take the shot. I'd rather you take the shot than try to deliver a slip pass inside the Bobby Portis. Nicola Topic, shot clock winding down. He's going to heave it up there. It's first shot of his career. Can't get it to go. He heaved it up there. Just that's it. He looks like me. That may not be great, brother, because he is coming off of chemotherapy, which is why he's got his head shaved. (30-25) at the end of the first. Not a bad score. Not a bad score at all. Milwaukee with the lead. I would like to see Milwaukee knock off Oklahoma City tonight. Student said Cam Thomas is getting his name called tonight by Sheffy endlessly. We're here for Cam Thomas. That's about it. I'm not here for no Kyle Kuzma. Not here for no A.J. Green. I like A.J. Green. But without Giannis, what do I care about A.J. Green for? With Giannis, heck yeah, give me some A.J. Green. Pete Nance, probably not even really a part of the rotation when fully healthy. Shout out to Cam Thomas. This is what we're here for. I like Andre Jackson, but there's a reason he was removed from a rotation entirely. As far as the Thunder go, most of their stars not playing. I'm here for Cam Thomas. I'm here for Nicola Topic. For Jared McCain. That's it. These three guys all on the court right now. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Zahar said, good game so far? Thank goodness it's a good game. I was worried we were going to be in here. It was going to be a blowout. But we got a good, decent game so far. It is only 8-11. The next game tips off at 9, so this is the only game on right now. Just that I would make the deal Topic had to live through to be able to dunk once in an NBA game. Okay, he said, I'm here for the GOAT Sims. Shout out Jericho Sims. Once a Nick, always a Nick. Right? Shout out Jericho Sims, who honestly is better than Ariel Hugporty. There, I said it. I've not been impressed with Ariel Hugporty this season, man. He's kind of letting me down. Expected more out of him this year. There's only 2 other games on. We've talked about it. We're not covering Mavs Lakers later tonight. That was the plan. I have nixed that plan because no Cooper Flag. No Cooper Flag, you ain't getting a watch from me. The Lakers are on the ban list. Don't find them entertaining to watch. I don't even know who's playing for the Lakers because every other night it feels like one of their 3 guys are out. And sometimes all of them are out. But they can't keep dropping games. They're 32-21. You got Blazers versus Jazz. Just as that, Jericho sets mean screens. He does. And you know who misses those mean screens? Jalen Brunson. You know who doesn't set mean screens? Karl Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson. They don't set mean screens. Student said Isaiah Stewart got a 5-game suspension. I think it was a 7-game suspension. Zahar said Lakers might lose. Hopefully. Lakers tonight, do they have anything up on their injury report? DeAndre Ayton won't play. Luka Doncic is ruled out. Honestly, with Luka ruled out, they become a more watchable team. Let's be real. They become a more watchable team. Benzino said, who wins, Blazers or Jazz? No Denny? Depends if they allow Lauri Markkanen to play in the 4th quarter or not. Depends. All right, here we go. We're back into it. Start of the second. My guy Cam Thomas still out there. Yes, sir. He has the ball up top being guarded by McCain. Blows right past him. Shovels it over to Sims. Bullet pass out to Pete Nance. Cam Thomas a three. Can't get it to go. No hesitation, though. They were guarding him. Didn't matter. I'm going to put that shot up. I respect it. I very much respect it. Kason Wallace kicks it out to McCain. Extra pass to Caruso. Caruso a three. Got it to go. Back to a 2-point game. Neither team able to pull away right now. Here comes Cam Thomas to get over to Sims. There's too much ball movement right now for the Bucks. Way too much ball movement. The pocket pass down low to Sims off the screen. They kick it out to Thomas. Thomas swings it over the top to Kuzma. They try to drop it down low to Nance, who gets fouled. Too much ball movement right now. Just put the ball in my guy Cam Thomas's hands. So Kuzma is in the post against McCain here. Drop step floater, got it to go. Or spinning floater, not even really a drop step, a spinning floater out of the post. He got it to go. Nicola Topic bringing it down. Gets it over to McCain. McCain gets it over to Topic. Topic coming to his left off the screen. Inside pass to Holmgren. Out Kason Wallace, a right corner three off the pass fake. Throws up an air ball. Here comes Cam Thomas. Thomas bringing it down. Thomas up top being guarded by Caruso. Coming to his left off the screen. Waving guys off. One-on-one against McCain. Go to work, brother. Go to work. They bring a double team over because they can't guard you. Steps through. Got the layup to go anyway. And a timeout. They can't guard you, Cam. Just clear out. Get out of my way. Let me work. Right? You wouldn't stand over Picasso's shoulder as he's painting, right? Don't stand in the way of Cam Thomas when he's going to work. Let him get busy. Just that, and I hope Topic has a huge career so badly. I hope he does too. I hope it's not with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I really hope for that. Filipino King 21, appreciate you, brother. Hope you're having a good time tonight. Thank you for that subscription. Just that, what's the contract look like for Topic? Standard rookie contract. He was a first-round pick, 2-2. This is his second year, so he's got a team option for the next two, and then after next season, they're gonna have to be taught. They're gonna have to think about possibly extending him, giving him a rookie extension of some kind. Obviously, he's going to have to play out this year and then see what he does next year in order for them to actually consider giving him an extension. But it's a standard rookie contract, 2-2. If you get drafted in the first round, you get a 2-2 contract. A 2-2 contract is 2 guaranteed years plus a 2-year team option, right? So after this year, the Thunder will pick up the team option on Topic, where we'll give him a guaranteed contract for the next 2 years with the Thunder. And in your third year is when you start discussing contract extensions. Obviously, with Topic's situation throughout his career so far, it's going to be a weird thing to discuss. So he's likely going to have to play out year 3 and 4 before extensions start to get brought up with him. Rodney said, love this community. Still, Chad's bumping and you do great content and topics. Appreciate you, Rodney. Appreciate you, brother. Just that said, under control for 4 years then? Yes. And this is his second season under contract. Pretty much any first-round pick, Just Dead, is under contract for 4 years. Pretty much any first-round pick. Which is why second-round picks have become but have become increasingly more valuable than they used to be for NBA teams, because you can negotiate. There is no guaranteed deal for second-round picks. For first-round picks, every first-round pick is guaranteed a 2-2 deal, a 2+2 deal. Guaranteed 2 years plus a 2-year team option onto that deal. Every first-round pick from 1 to 30. The pay scales further down, I should say. The pay scales further down. So first-round picks make a certain amount. The first-round pick makes a certain amount of money. Second-round pick makes a certain amount of money. Third-round pick makes a certain amount of money. Fourth round, and then on and on and on and on. And it is decreasing all the way down, right? Second-round picks, you can negotiate a contract. You can give them a 1-year deal. You can sign them to a 2-way G League contract. You could sign them straight up to a 3-year deal if you wanted to, if you're a second-round pick. It just depends, right? It just depends. Just that said, Union is a great negotiator. Benzino said, please let Milwaukee win tonight and let Cam Thomas hit the winning shot. Kay Hazy said, which tank is more shameless, the Wizards or the Jazz? The Jazz, because the Jazz have a really good, talented roster, and then they traded for an all-star level player, and then just decided to not play any of them. Now, Jaren Jackson Jr. is going into surgery, and apparently it's a very serious injury. McCain down the lane, can't knock down the scoop layup, gets the foul call, though. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. Apparently that Jaren Jackson Jr. is a very serious injury, but, they still have Lauri Markkanen. Keontae George has been very good this year. He's been fantastic. They should still be able to win games. And so their tank is far more shameless because they have actually good basketball players on the team. And apparently they have a very good head coach. It's hard for us to tell as casual basketball fans not in the know about Will Hardy. When he's trying to win games, it seems like he's a good coach. But it's hard to tell as McCain misses the first free throw because he's consistently the last 3-4 years that he's been there intentionally losing games. So it's hard to tell whether or not he's a good coach. He's getting paid like one, I'll tell you that. McCain does knock down the second free throw at least, so it's 34-29 now with a little over 10 minutes to go, and Jericho Sims bringing the ball down. The Washington Wizards have always been a bad team, and they're extremely young. They got interesting young players, but they've always been a bad team. The question's still out on whether or not they have a good, consistent head coach. AJ Green dancing with it. They swing it out to Kuzma. Kuzma 3. Got it to go for Kyle Kuzma. It's an 8-point lead, by the way, for the Bucks. Now, I know they traded for Trae Young and AD, which makes the tank now shameless a little bit, but, the Trae Young one is more shameless than the AD one, because we know AD's made of glass. But Trae Young should be able to come back at some point this year. McCain kicks it out, wide open Alex Caruso, a beautiful find, and Caruso rewards him by knocking down that 3. Cam Thomas gets it over to Pete Nance. I don't like how much of a 3 by AJ Green. Got it to go for AJ Green, responds right back. I don't like how team-friendly Cam Thomas is right now. Brothers say, give me the ball and get out of my way. I'm getting buckets. That's what I want to see. Nicola Topic, a mid-range jumper. Got it to go for Nicola Topic. His first bucket of his NBA career. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for my guy Topic. Pete Nance on the right wing. Hands it off to Green. Green gets it over to Sims. Sims hands it off to Kuzma. Kuzma coming to his right, and another moving screen on Jericho Sims. 3 fouls on Jericho Sims. Nick Yak at 22 years old, 6'9", plays defense, and cheap. Way to go, Leon. Yeah, it's a great pickup to, you take a flyer on him for sure. 22 years old, like you said. Plays defense. I think the defense has been a little bit overrated. Hopefully that turns around here in New York. Has almost no offensive game to him. Almost no. There's a couple things he does pretty decently. Finishes well around the rim and whatnot. He's a good offensive rebounder, which helps the Knicks, obviously. We'll see if he gets playing time. It's going to come at the cost of Mo Diawara time, as Jay will respond with a 3. Okay, we're getting back-to-back-to-back buckets now. My goodness. We'll see. We'll see if he works out for the Knicks. I'm rooting for it. But I haven't been too big of a fan of Jeremy Sochan the past 2 years or so. Really liked him coming out of the draft. Pete Nance has it up top, hands it off to Kuzma. Kuzma hesitates from 3. Pete Nance won't. He fires it up there. He can't get it to go. Caruso with the rebound. It's only a 3-point game. And here comes Aaron Wiggins. Hesitation down the lane to kick it out to Caruso. Caruso, a no hesitation 3. Just hit one. Make that 2 in a row for Alex Caruso, who's got the touch tonight. And we're tied up at 40. We got a full timeout from the Bucks with just under 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Nick Yak said he also hits corner 3s. He does not, Yak. He does not. Doesn't hit any 3s. That jump shot is broken. 32%. There's workable stuff there, but Peter Patton definitely has his hands full with that hitch in his shot. Just that said, Sochan won't play. We'll see. We'll see. I know I've seen some people say that as well, that Sochan won't play. I don't see why Mike Brown wouldn't experiment and see what Sochan brings to the team before we get to the playoffs. What if Sochan is a better fit for the team than Mo Diawara? I like Mo more. I think he's more important to the team in terms of his development. But Sochan has some intangibles that Diawara does not have. He's got experience in the league that Diawara does not have. We're just going to have to see. I think it is worth Mike Brown experimenting with Jeremy Sochan to see how he fits. The lack of perimeter game whatsoever makes me nervous about him. Makes me nervous about his ability to fit on the court with anybody who also can shoot. So, like, can you play Sochan and Josh Hart together? Probably not. Can you play Sochan and Robinson together? Probably not. Like, it limits the amount of workable rotations you can go to. Like, Mo Diawara, you could play alongside those guys because Mo Diawara is now shooting 40% from three-point range this year. Jeremy Sochan, not so much. Vic said Sochan shoots free throws one-handed. Not anymore, Vic. Not anymore. That was a thing he was doing just to get back on track to shoot free throws. Doesn't shoot them anymore. Nick Yak said, mostly looking for size and defense, not to replace Mo. Well, there's only so many minutes in a game, Yak. There's only so many minutes in a game. You can't play Mo 8 minutes and Sochan 8 minutes and be like, well, yeah, we're splitting minutes evenly, so everybody gets playing time. Like, one of those guys is going to have to play 15 to 16 minutes a game, right? You're not going to split them in half between the two guys. One guy has to play over the other. Maybe Mo can stay in the rotation and then Sochan takes up all of the Jordan Clarkson minutes. Hopefully that happens. Maybe we can get some Mo, Sochan, both in the rotation. But that is, the reason Clarkson is playing is because there's been no McBride, obviously, until the end of the regular season, and no OG Anunoby. The only reason why Clarkson's been playing. With OG Anunoby back in the lineup, there's only room for one other guy to stay in the rotation. That's going to come down between Mo Diawara and Jeremy Sochan. And one of those guys can actually make a three. The other guy cannot. Mr. Mosley, what's up, Mr. Mosley? Is the under at 215 cooked? No idea. Maybe. Who knows? Benzino said, is he really going to dye his hair blue and orange? I hope so. I definitely hope so. I need the guy to bring vibes. Here's some of the intangibles Jeremy saw. We talked about this in the pregame, so. But I got no issue repeating myself. We are almost at halftime. No, we're not. We got 8 minutes to go here in the second. We're past the first quarter, though. Lucid Luncheon. What's up, Lucid? Your hat is fire, chef. Appreciate you, Lucid. Appreciate you. He said he should. Is he really going to dye? Oh, yeah. Is he really going to dye his hair orange and blue? Kay said he should. I agree with you, Kay Hazy. He absolutely, I don't even care if it's orange and blue, but he should dye his hair a crazy color. Like I said, he's now in New York. Dye your hair. I'll give him every other week. At first, I said every week. That is a lot to ask for, especially with like road games and all that. So like every other week, twice a month, I want a different kind of hairstyle, right? If it's color, if it's just a different style, you know what I mean? Like switch it up. Switch it up. Give us something different. That's what I'm looking for. But the intangibles, he brings similar intangibles to what Alvarado does. A toughness, a guy who doesn't back down, a guy who's ready and willing to step in to protect his teammates, gets into the face of other players when he has to, does not back down to anybody. So those are big intangibles that a guy like Mo Diawara does not bring. And all of the inbound, Ousmane Dieng knocks down the three. Here comes Aaron Wiggins bringing it down the other way. Where are we at? Under 8 to go, 7:30 to go. Wiggins gets it over to Caruso. Caruso on the left wing. The Bucks look like they're in a 2-3 zone. They get it down low to J. Will. Spins, kicks it back to Caruso. And no hesitation three off the relocation. That is not Caruso's game in terms of being a shooter. He's a spot-up three-point shooter. Misses that one. They get it over to Kuzma. Kuzma draws the foul. It's going to be a foul on the floor. Shows that to what number is he wearing? I don't know. Now, it's not official yet. He is going to sign with the Knicks, but the deal is not official yet. He hasn't even cleared waivers. He just intends. He put it out there that he intends to sign with New York, so he will sign with New York. But he has yet to clear waivers. So, like, the official paperwork hasn't gone through, so he has not picked out a number yet. Unless he announced it on social media at some point here. We don't know what number he's going to wear. J. Will hands it off to McCain. McCain on the left wing, driving it down. Scoop late for him. Got it to go for Jaron McCain, his first basket of the night. Been waiting on some Jaron McCain action. Ozar said, Bucks still holding on. They are. They are. Nick Yak said, check again. Someone reported his corner three-point threes, 40% on limited shots. I guess he was mistaken. I mean, 40% on limited shots is not actually a good percentage from the corners. You want 50-plus to be a good three-point shooter. It's not terrible, but it's also not something to write home about. Aaron Wiggins knocks down the corner three, but he was out of bounds when he caught it. So it does not count. Ball going back to the Bucks here. That's probably a right statistic, yeah. I mean, I'll take your word for it, and I'll take the person who you saw say that, take his word for it. But 40% on the easiest three in the NBA, on what probably has been wide open looks because he's not a good three-point shooter overall, is not a good percentage. From corner threes, you want to be in the high 40s to 50s. Bobby Portis knocks down the left corner three. Nice driving kick from, was that Kuzma or was that Jang? I think that was Kuzma. We get over to J. Will. J. Will hands it off to Wallace. Back up top to J. Will. No hesitation, straight away three. He can't get it to go. Portis with the rebound. Kevin Porter Jr. up top, coming to his left. Lou Dort is back in the game. Porter Jr. kicks it back out to Portis. Portis, another open look from three. This time from the right side. He can't get that one to go. Kuzma, the offensive rebound, flips it up with the left hand. Can't get it to go. And then Portis knocks the rebound away from Kuzma. But Lou Dort saves it right to Portis to get it over to KPJ. KPJ trying to drive it in on Dort. And then Portis, bullet pass inside to Kuzma coming along the baseline. And he gets the and one layup. All right. Bucks bringing some fire and desire here. Led by Bobby Portis. Nick Yak said OKC's really struggled lately. They've been sitting a bunch of guys lately, Yak. Even tonight, no SGA, who's been out the last 5 games or so. No SGA, no J-Dub, no AJ Mitchell for a while. No Isaiah Hartenstein. So they, and it's been like a rotating door these past couple of weeks as they make their way to the All-Star break. Kuzma knocks down his and one free throw. His and one free throw. Only had one. 49-42. It's a 7-point game. Get my guy Cam Thomas back in the game. Kenrich Williams kicks it up top to Wiggins. Wiggins being guarded by AJ Green. Wiggins is going to dance with it, come to his right, up top to Kenrich Williams. He's going to pump fake. He's going to dance with it, driving to his right. Mid-range pull-up jumper over AJ Green. Good defense. Bounces on the rim a couple of times, but he can't get it to drop. Here comes Ousmane Dieng. Dieng gets it over to Portis, hands it off to Kuzma. Kuzma picks up his handle, gets it back to Portis. Portis high post, hands it off to Porter Jr. They get it back to Portis Jr. Portis knocks down the mid-range shot. Good ball movement, good player movement from the Milwaukee Bucks there. Led to a wide-open midi. And the largest lead of the game for the Bucks is now 9. Was previously 8, now 9. They get over to Joe. Joe up top. Bucks still in this 2-3 zone. Wiggins throws a terrible lob pass to J. Will. J. Will saves it to nobody, and here comes Bobby Portis. Leaves it off for Kuzma. Transition pull-up 3, and he got it to go. It's a 12-point lead. Look at the Bucks go. Look at the Bucks go. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Key Hazy said the Bucks aren't as old as they used to be. That helps. Yeah, they got some young guys out there, for sure. For sure. They're not a geriatric team the way they used to be, absolutely. Just that said, Sohan's won't take the warm-up off, doesn't get a jersey. Crazy. I fully suspect Mike Brown to experiment with Jeremy Sohan at some point after this break, after the All-Star break, right? Like there will be some games here and there where, throw Jeremy Sohan in there and see what he got, right? See what he has. There's a reason why he fell out of favor in San Antonio, and why he's no longer a Spur in year 4. Is this year 4? Year 3 or 4 for Jeremy Sohan. Look him up. Look him up. He's barely played this year. We can do this. We can get Topic out of here now. We've seen him play. We officially saw him play. Jeremy Sohan, who's still technically a San Antonio Spur because he is, you guys can't see. Still technically a San Antonio Spur because he has not officially cleared waivers yet, but everybody knows he intends to sign with the Knicks. This season, there's Jeremy Sohan. Has only played in 28 games and is averaging less than 13 minutes a night, right? So fell out of favor. Did not do much for the team. 4.1 points this year. Obviously, limited role, limited minutes. But you can see what he did his previous 3 years. This is his 4th year, by the way. Thunder missed another shot. We'll talk about this when we get another break. Probably around the All-Star break. We'll break it down a little bit more closely. And then Ousmane Dieng gets fouled on a mid-range jumper. 12-point lead for the Bucks right now. Here we go. Here we go. Nick Yak said they had to talk about playing time before agreeing he'll get some minutes. It could be a number of things that they talked about. I know that has been speculated because, as Ousmane Dieng misses a free throw, I know that was speculated because the report came out that he had 10 teams interested in signing him. That does not mean 10 teams offered him a contract. That just means 10 teams maybe reached out to see the viability of bringing him into the team and what he was looking for long term. What I could also see is like either they guaranteed him minutes or they guaranteed him a contract for next year. He will be a free agent, right? The Knicks could have said, well, we're willing to give you a contract next year if you come and sign with us now. And maybe no other team was willing to say that. Maybe every other team was like, well, let's see how it goes this year and see if you fit and see if you like it. Maybe the Knicks were like, listen, come here and we'll sign you next year if you come to our team now, right? You know, we tried to trade for you. The report came out the Knicks tried to trade for Jeremy Sochan at the deadline. Nice interior pass to Jay Will, gets the layup and the foul. He's going to go to the foul line for one more. So we don't know what the promise was. Was it a promise for minutes? Was it a promise for a legit role? Was it a promise for a chance to play, to earn minutes? Was it a promise that they'll sign him to a contract this offseason? You know, what was the swinging factor that got him to sign with the New York Knicks? Tango 3DI. What's up, Tango? Let's go, Thunder. Let's blow this. You're down 13 after that missed free throw by Jay Will. Where's Shea? Shea has been out the past week and a half, brother. Where have you been? Kuzma gets the layup and the foul. He's going to the foul line for one more. He can put it up to a 16-point lead for Kuzma right now. Boompe said, Sohan's going to be fine. Just got to find the right hair color. That is priority number one for me for sure. My guy better walk into the Garden with some funky hair. I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to see nothing normal from Jeremy Sochan. I want my guy to go out there as eccentric as possible. Kuzma does knock down his and one free throw. It's a 16-point game. Cason Wallace has it up top. The Bucks are still in this 2-3 zone. They swing it around to Kendrick Williams. He attacks it off the bounce against Portis. Can't get the layup to go. A wild layup attempt. And then a wild putback attempt by Caruso. Hit the side of the backboard. Doesn't even hit the rim. But right to Chet Holmgren, who then gets fouled on a putback attempt. He'll go to the foul line for 2 free throws with a little over 3 minutes to go here. 3:10 exactly. Susan said, let's just wait for Sochan to play with the Knicks and Coach Brown. Wait for it. I think ultimately, like, you know, it's a cop-out answer to be like, well, let's just wait and see what he looks like. But sometimes, you know, a guy just fits better with a certain group of guys or a certain play style, whatever the case may be. So we're just going to have to wait and see what wait and see what Sochan eventually looks like with the Knicks. He's versatile. He's got an interesting skill set. He's just not really good or great at pretty much anything in the NBA, right? Unfortunately. Holmgren knocks down both free throws. 14-point game. Just that said, how sweet would it be if Sochan is one of the random guys who joins the team and gets a ring? If the Knicks get a ring, Sochan will definitely be a part of it. He'll have a role to play for sure. KPJ has it up top, gets it over to Green, back to KPJ. Kevin Porter Jr. is going to dance with it against Holmgren, crosses over, giving him all the dribble moves and settles for a long pull-up two, and he knocks it down over the outstretched hands of Chet Holmgren. Here comes Cason Wallace. Wallace dancing with it up top around the Holmgren screen. They swing it out to Caruso. Caruso with the pass fake. Swings it up top the door. Extra pass to Wallace. Wallace, a left wing three. Too strong, can't get it to go. Kuzma with the rebound. And the three-point shot is abandoning the Oklahoma City Thunder right now. Kuzma up top. He's feeling it. He's got the hot hand. Dancing with it. Crosses over. Bullet pass inside to Dieng. Dieng, stop. Turn around, fall away jumper. Got it to go for Ousmane Dieng. And it is an 18-point lead for the Bucks. Now, no lead is safe against the Thunder, but they are without their two best players in SGA and J-Dub. Holmgren is out on the court tonight, though. He knocks down a step-back three over Ousmane Dieng. They call it a long two. Never mind. Toe on the line. Angela Harding said these guys need to learn from one another what these young girls are doing. I don't know what sprung that comment to Angela, but you're probably right. Wallace down the lane. Caruso down the lane. Leaves it off for Holmgren. Bump Euro floater. Got it to go. And the foul for Chet Holmgren. Just going right through the chest of Ousmane Dieng, his former teammate. 1:41 to go. Chet can knock it back to a 13-point game. Just that said, Sochan will take Yabu's seat on the plane. DOR already got that seat, brother. My guy Mo's already got that seat locked up. David Osh Jr. said, Leon did a heck of a job at the deadline to get 2 great pieces for Yabu and 2 second-round picks. Yeah. And we got people in the chat consistently every night. AP talking all the time about Leon Rose he's on the hot seat. Like, all right, brother. As if he hasn't put together a phenomenal roster and consistently tweaks with it whenever the time calls for it. Leon Rose ain't going nowhere, brother. Not anytime soon. Mike said, move so we can see the stats. Let me know what you want to see, brother, and I'll let you see it. Yak said, anyone remember the Knicks fan who sat behind the basket with the crazy hair color? I believe Harry was his name. No idea what you're talking about, Yak. No idea what you're talking about, brother. Not information I have been privy to. Iburn, what's up, Iburn? Bucks plus 13 looking good. I mean, this is the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they are the Milwaukee Bucks. So, David Osh Jr. said, what a bench we got if this is what it is. Listen, if you told me in the offseason, if we talked about it and they said, look, you could have package A or package B. Package A, you get Jordan Clarkson and Gershon Yabusele. And in package B, you get Jose Alvarado and Jeremy Sochan. We're like, oh, give me package B. No hesitation. No hesitation. Give me package B. And the fact that the Knicks had package A and managed to flip it to package B, but also still hold on to Jordan Clarkson, is crazy. Is a crazy swindle for Leon Rose. Now, maybe it doesn't work out, but that does not mean that he didn't absolutely work magic during this deadline here. AJ Green has it up top. Holmgren did knock down his and one free throw. Where are we at? 1:20 to go. A 3 for Kuzma. Can't get it to go. Here comes Caruso. They get it over to Wallace. Wallace crosses over on Green. Tries to kick it in the corner. Gets knocked out of bounds by Jang. Jonito said, I can't read your language, brother, but shout out to you, Jonito. David Osh Jr. said, if Tibbs had this bench, he wouldn't play any of them. Tibbs had this bench, he wouldn't play any of them, and then would complain about how the bench isn't good enough. They get it into Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren across court pass to Dort. Dort drives to his right. Reverse layup. Can't get it to go. But Chet Holmgren right there for the tip up and in. Chet Holmgren has been phenomenal, dragging the Thunder back into it. It's only 11. Kevin Porter Jr. has it up top. Porter being guarded by Dort. Coming to his left off the Kuzma screen. Down the lane. Take it up top. Swing it over to Green. No hesitation. 3 over Caruso. Got it to go for AJ Green. A big-time 3 to keep the pesky Thunder in arm's distance away right now. Back to 14 it goes. Caruso gets the ball knocked out of his hands by Kevin Porter Jr. Ousmane Dieng bringing it down. Some fancy ball handling. Spins. Leaves it off of Green. Green, fire that 3. Ooh, didn't have handle on the ball to let it go. Gets it up top to Kevin Porter Jr. Calling for a screen. Being guarded by Caruso right now. Caruso all over him. Should be a foul. They don't call it. Kevin Porter Jr. dancing with it. The double step back straightaway 3. Can't get it to go. Chet Holmgren the rebound. 10 seconds to go. See if he's got enough time to make something happen. He's going to isolate here against Kuzma. Crosses over to his right. Putting his head down. Attacking to the rim. Big one-handed hammer for Chet Holmgren. It's a 12-point game. 2.4 left. Ousmane Dieng going to give it a 3/4 court heave. The old college try. Not a terrible attempt. But that's going to be the end of our first half, 67-55. A surprising 12-point lead for the Milwaukee Bucks here tonight. Could have been worse than that, but Chet Holmgren slowly but surely dragging his team back into this one. Just that, I remember a dude who wore a clown-type huge hair at MSG. I've seen some wild stuff at concerts in MSG, so whose memory is better? Student said, don't go back in time. The cul-de-sac Tibbs, who would have a fit. Too many young players he would have pulled out the rest of his hair. The 3 strands he has left. Yeah, I mean, You know, Tom Thibodeau already had an issue playing Deuce McBride. You know what I mean? Final game of the season against the Indiana Pacers, he played Deuce McBride 11 minutes. Like, come on, man. That's one of the most important players on our team. Played him 11 minutes in an elimination game. Absolutely despicable rotations from Tom Thibodeau towards the end of his tenure there. Just completely lost faith in anybody not named Jalen Brunson. You know, Jalen Brunson or Josh Hart. Completely lost faith in almost anybody else. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. Nick Yak said he showed up every home game with multi-hair afro and dance after huge plays in the 70s. Camera showed him every game. He was Spike Lee before Spike Lee. Well, it definitely sounded like he wanted attention, and he got attention. Benzino said, I hope the Mavs beat the Lakers. Yeah, me too. Honestly, the only thing that made this game interesting, Mavs-Lakers later tonight, was Cooper Flagg taking on the Lakers. And now there's no Cooper Flagg available. So, unfortunately, that ends my interest in Mavs-Lakers tonight. Now, the Lakers, I believe they have one of the tougher schedules at the end of the year, I believe, right? You could fact check me on that one. You could double check that. But I believe that is the case. So I don't expect them to stay in the top 6. Do expect them to probably fall down towards that play-in. We'll see. Maybe if they can stay healthier with Luke Kennard. They did trade for Luke Kennard, but with Austin Reeves available to them for the remainder of the season after missing about a month and a half, that would go a long way to helping them maintain where they are in the standings. David Ross Jr. said, you think the Knicks can go 20-7 to end the season? Yeah, they can. They can for sure. It's possible. 20-7 is not the most difficult thing in the world to do, especially for a team that is as talented as the Knicks, that have suddenly as much depth as they have. I still maintain the Knicks are not a deep enough team to survive key injuries to multiple role players or important role players like Deuce McBride and OG Anunoby. So hopefully OG Anunoby is ready to go February 19th after the All-Star break. But we can check out the Knicks schedule if you guys are interested. Oh, let's go back to Jeremy Sochan real quick. Let's talk about it because obviously he was the big name in the news cycle this afternoon. Like I said, we can kind of ignore what he's done this season because he just was out of the rotation. A lot of games he did play in. He only played a handful of minutes in blowouts and garbage time. So we could ignore what his stats this year. We really got to look back at the last 3 years. But there is something interesting about this season and his stats that I would like to point out. One of the most interesting things, like we could see, he's been a very consistent 11-point-per-game scorer. He's never played over 30 minutes a game. The closest he got was his sophomore year. He played 29.6. This was the Victor Wembanyama tank year. So they played him, man. You want to talk about a team knowing exactly who to play to tank? Play Jeremy Sochan at point guard. The guy's not a point guard. The guy doesn't have point guard skills. You know, they just played him at point guard to hopefully develop some point guard skills with him, knowing that if they win the lottery, they get Wemby, and that would go a long way to have a 6'8", point forward type of player to have alongside Wembanyama. That did not work out whatsoever. A complete failure of an experiment. But let's look at his overall counting stats here. We could see last season, 53.5% from the floor, a big jump in efficiency over the past 2 seasons in his career. So that was nice to see last season. 3-point shooting, does not shoot threes. The most threes he shot was in that second year of 3.1, and last year shot 1.7. This year, again, we could ignore most of his counting stats this year, but at 1.3. Does not shoot a lot of them, and even he doesn't shoot a lot of them, and he makes 30% from 3. So low volume, low percentage, terrible free throw. Means he is a terrible 3-point shooter. Terrible. Doesn't really get to the foul line that much. Even in the year he played the most, only two free throw attempts. Same as last season, only 2 free throw attempts. So doesn't get fouled, doesn't get to the foul line all that much. That is also a proponent of his ball handling not being great. You know, is not capable of breaking somebody down one-on-one and getting to the rim and drawing a foul at 6'8". So even though he is a good finisher in the paint, I believe shot it at 68, 69% in the paint. But, if he can't consistently get there, that means you're going to have to play him in the dunker spot or close to the rim, which tells me he can't play alongside Mitchell Robinson because then your team will never score, right? Because you have two guys who can't shoot threes, and if he's out there with Josh Hart, oh boy, then you got three guys who can't shoot threes. And I know Josh Hart's been making the three this year, but teams still leave him wide open. So, David Osh Jr. said Sochan's only 22 and was the 9th pick, first round. A lot of upside. If there was a lot of upside, the Spurs would have kept him. Why would the Spurs just let him go then, brother? It's a risk to take him. Not a risk. It's a very low risk to take him. Almost no risk whatsoever to take him. It is an upside play. It is, can he turn his career around? That's what kind of play it is. He is right now not a good enough rotation player for the Spurs. What makes you think he would be a good enough rotation player for the Knicks, right? He's going to have a lot to overcome. He's going to have to have a lot to prove in order to garner minutes over Mo Diawara, in my opinion. Maybe Mike Brown sees it differently, and he's going to lean Sochan over Diawara. But I think Diawara has done enough. Knocks down the three, plays solid defense, has been with the team, is building chemistry with guys, playing better and better after every game. You could see development after every single game for Mo Diawara. To mess with that right now, to just throw an experimental Jeremy Sochan in the mix, I think would be a mistake. Work him in slowly. And opportunities where you can try and work him into the rotation, you do so. But again, there's not going to be a ton of opportunities available with OG Anunoby coming back, right? We can look at the Knicks roster in the rotation right now, but just that said, hope he has 25 pounds of muscle on him since we've seen him last. What makes you think that that would happen, brother? Also, you don't want to do that in the NBA. Adding 25 pounds of muscle is a terrible idea to do as a professional basketball player. You don't want 25 pounds of muscle. You want to be lean. You want to be as strong but slender as possible in the NBA. You don't want 25 pounds of muscle. That's crazy. Unless you are going to be a ground-bound, slow-plotting big, you don't want 25 pounds of muscle. What is that doing for you? You want your athleticism. You want this guy getting the ball and running down the court as fast as possible. You don't want him adding 25 pounds of muscle and being that much slower. All right, let's look at the roster. So who is definitely playing, right? Let's look at their definites. This guy will be a part of the rotation. Jose Alvarado, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Deuce McBride, Mitchell Robinson, Landry Shamet, Karl Anthony Towns. That is already your 9-man rotation. That is without Diawara and without Sochan. That's already your 9-man rotation, right? If you wanted to extend it to a possible 10-man rotation, which playoff teams do not do. As a matter of fact, playoff teams are far more likely to cut that 9-man rotation from the regular season down to an 8-man rotation. Let's say the Knicks want to extend their 9-man rotation here in the regular season up to 10. Now we're talking about either playing Mo Diawara or playing Jeremy Sochan, right? Who would you lean with? The guy who can't do anything offensively, or the 20-year-old you drafted in the second round who is showing a ton of potential right now in Mo Diawara? Now, there's definitely some experimenting you could do. There are definitely injuries that'll happen from now to the end of the season. Maybe that could spare you some Josh Hart time, and you could have Jeremy Sochan step into a Josh Hartish type of role there. But the thing with Josh Hart has, it's not just the things that Josh Hart is capable of doing. Josh Hart has incredible chemistry with Brunson. Josh Hart has incredible chemistry with Bridges. Josh Hart has built some really good chemistry with Karl Anthony Towns. And to just think that, well, Jeremy Sochan can go in and replicate some of the things Josh Hart does. It's like, can he? Can he? Like, he's got a skill set that can kind of do that, but can he do that based within the Knicks offense? An offense he now has to learn on the fly during this All-Star break. And also now has to build chemistry with the other guys as well. Kentrell goated. What's up, Kentrell? Porter needs to stop getting turnovers. That is Kevin Porter Jr. game, brother. Unfortunately, that is what he does. Just that said, I thought we were getting a Kuhn with Sochan Rodman type now. The only reason why anybody would ever compare him to Dennis Rodman is because he dyes his hair a different color. He's a fundamentally different player than Dennis Rodman almost entirely. Not similar to him almost at all. He just dyes his hair a crazy color like Rodman used to. Anamona said, who's Sochan? You don't know who Jeremy Sochan is, brother? The Knicks just picked up Jeremy Sochan. He was the former 9th overall pick by the Spurs back in 2022. And they recently just waived him to give him an opportunity to go to a team because he was probably had discussion with the Spurs about playing time and a role in minutes after playing 3 seasons with them. And this season, been relegated to the bench, has been stacking up DNPs all season long. The only time he'd really get playing time is during garbage time. He'd play only a handful of minutes here and there. Yeah, so they negotiated a buyout with him. He became a free agent, or he's going to become a free agent. Technically not, officially done, but is now going to sign with the New York Knicks. He's a 6'8" forward, projected to be the type of player who can do a little bit of everything, but honestly is not very good at anything right now. Bruce Fowler said, what is your take on some saying GTA can unlock Cat? I've said this very often, Bruce, about Jose Alvarado, and that I think one of the most underrated or under-talked about things with Alvarado is how energetic he is as a teammate. Like, we could sit here and we could talk about his game on the court and what he does well. Like, he just knocked down 8 threes. We know about the steals. He doesn't get the nickname GTA for nothing. And we know he can, play bigger than he is defensively. And we know he can be a point guard. And when we could talk about on the court his ability to find Karl-Anthony Towns either on pick and rolls or feed him in the post or whatever the case may be, right? We could talk about that stuff. I think the area that he's really going to help Karl-Anthony Towns in probably the most is emotionally. Because we know Karl-Anthony Towns he wears his heart on his sleeve. We know over the course of a game he can get very emotional in the sense of like either very angry at the officials or frustrated, and that bears itself out in his game. One of the things that Jose Alvarado is going to be really good at is hyping up Karl-Anthony Towns. Like literally, like telling him, don't worry about it. I got you. I'm going to feed you the ball. You're doing exactly what you need to do, or you need to be better. Like, he is the kind of guy who's going to get in the ear of Karl-Anthony Towns and make sure that he is focused and ready to go. Whereas other guys aren't as vocal in the way that Jose Alvarado is. We got a very vocal team, but not in the way that Jose Alvarado is. Like, Jose Alvarado is very confrontational. I've said this about this Knicks team all the time, is that they're just not a very confrontational team. Like, oftentimes when something would happen on the court and the fan base would be like, how could the Knicks just let that slide? And nobody stepped up to that player. Trae Young rolling the dice on the Knicks floor. And everybody was like, how could they let him get away with that? And all of the conversation or all of the interviews for the Knicks postgame would be along the lines of, well, we got to let our play do the action, do the talking for us. And, if we don't want him to do that, we should make sure we win the game and stuff like that. And it's like, that's a very non-confrontational way of handling that, right? And I think overall that is the dynamic on this team, mostly because the team will take on the dynamic of its best players. And I think that's how Brunson feels, that's how Josh Hart feels. I mean, that's how they've been coached their whole lives. That's how they were raised. And that's how they were mostly coached, coming from Villanova. It's no surprise that they were coached by the same coach, and so they have the same kind of mentality in situations like that on the court. A guy like Jose Alvarado does not care about any of that. He will confront you. He will be like, don't do that. You ain't doing that while I'm here. Not over my teammate. Not while I'm on the court. Not while I'm on the team, right? Like, Jose Alvarado will confront you. Jeremy Sochan will also confront you, right? And in also doing so, he will confront other teammates. Like, why are we doing that? Let's not do that. Or chill, you need to relax. Or we need to get hyped up. What are we doing? We're all standing around. So I think that is one of the biggest things that Jose Alvarado will bring to the team that is, I think, is a little undiscussed. And I think maybe Jeremy Sochan could also do that. Also, by the way, in doing some YouTube research on Jeremy Sochan before we went live today, I didn't realize he was from England. I booted up an interview with him just to hear kind of how he thinks about the game and whatnot. And he had an accent, and I was like, wait a minute, where is he from? What? Where's he had an English accent, and I was like, where's Jeremy Sochan from? He's from Milton Keynes, England. What? I did not know that. In all my time of, knowing Jeremy Sochan and covering his games, I didn't know he was English. That was a crazy, crazy thing to find out. Taymula, what's up, Ted? Do you think OKC can come back? Absolutely do. Absolutely. It looks like we are coming back, by the way. So let's set ourselves up. Lana Mona said, I love watching GTA 5 standing up for Big Mitch last night. Absolutely. Benzino said, I like Harper, the rookie from Rutgers. He comes off the bench. He does come off the bench right now. Nick Yak said, I just checked it. It was Dancing Harry started in the 73 championship year, Dancing in the Eye. There's definitely a reason to dance when your team wins the championship. Kevin Porter Jr. gets blocked at the rim by Chet Holmgren, and here come the Thunder. Bruce Fowler said Brunson ain't throwing no punches. Nobody's really thrown any punches, except for maybe Alvarado, who's already thrown some punches this year. But Lou Dort fires a deep three, got it to go, and it's suddenly a 9-point game, back to single digits to start the third quarter. Kay said Sochan and OG can understand each other. Absolutely. Absolutely. That was my immediate thought as well, Kay Hazy. Porter Jr. gets it out to Green. Green gets it over to Sims. Back to Green. Coming to his left. Off the screen. Step back. Mid-range follow-away jumper over Wallace. Looked like Wallace maybe got a piece of it on the air ball. Here comes Isaiah Joe bringing it down. Taymula said, I'm so mad OKC was giving up minus 13, but now they're getting their butt kicked. They're getting back into it. Battle for the loose ball rebound, knocked out of bounds by Dort off the missed three from the Thunder. So the Bucks will get the ball back here. Bernard Johnson, what's up, Bernard? I'm doing good, brother. How you doing? Bruce Fowler said OG ain't fighting. Nobody's fighting. Nobody. Except for maybe Alvarado. Jeremy Sochan also gets a little active. So that's another big part of the team. Green, a right wing three up the handoff, can't get it to go. But Sims, the offensive rebound, out to Kuzma, no hesitation three. He can't get it to go. Battle on the glass again, and Holmgren finally knocks it away, and Kenrich Williams picks it up. If there's anything that can sink the Milwaukee Bucks tonight, is if they just continue to fire threes like this. Lou Dort fires the three, in and out, can't get it to stay. Sims comes flying in for the rebound, rips it away from Holmgren. Here comes Ousmane Dieng. Sims on the right wing. Gets it up top to Green. Coming to his right at the Sims screen. Snaking it back to his left hand. Loses the handle. Swings it out to Kuzma. Kuzma down the lane. Throws up the floater. Hit the front of the rim. Gets his offensive rebound. Gets blocked from behind by Kason Wallace. Great effort from Wallace. Kuzma had a wide open putback layup. And Wallace came over and blocked it. Now they get it over to Holmgren on the left wing, being guarded by Dieng, his former teammate. He's taken advantage of this matchup multiple times already tonight. Good defense there from Dieng. Holmgren's not going to give up, though. Now he does. Hands it off to Kenrich Williams. A straightaway three. Off the back rim. Can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. And knocked into the backcourt to Sims. And Kevin Porter Jr. will bring it down. Porter Jr. coming to his right at the Sims screen. Down the lane. Throws a lob up top to Sims. And Sims lays it up and in. Great pass. Great read from Kevin Porter Jr. He's been blocked by Chet Holmgren multiple times. This time threw it over his head. Over to Sims. Kason Wallace has it up top. Gets it over to Joe. Isaiah Joe on the left wing, coming to his right. Has it up top, being guarded by Sims on a switch. To get it over to Dort. Pump fakes, driving to his left. Fends off the offensive player and knocks down the fall-away mid-range jumper. And that was absolutely an offensive foul on Dort, using the off arm to discard the player. But the Thunder never get called for those fouls, so why would we expect anything different there? Sims hands it off to Porter Jr. Porter Jr. hesitating from three, now driving it down. One-legged fall-away foul line jumper. Got it to go. Kevin Porter Jr. was looking for the foul call. He doesn't get it, but he does get the shot to fall down. Under 9 to go. Lou Dort bringing it down. Lou Dort already got 5 points in this quarter. Now he's going to take Kuzma to the rim. Can't get the layup to go. And then Kenrich Williams was out of bounds when he tried to save it. Nick Yak said Mitchell was smiling right after he made the second free throw and smiled through Hack-a-Mitch. Yep. Well, he never missed 2 in a row. So the Knicks always put points up on the board with Mitch going to the foul line, which is good. Beautiful move, spin move by Kevin Porter Jr. Gets it over to Sims, but Sims can't handle the pass and is forced to kick it back out. Now Kevin Porter Jr. driving it in on Holmgren, and Holmgren gets the block. Yet again on Kevin Porter Jr. and Lou Dort bringing it down the other way. Tries to get it over to Wallace, a bad pass, and ends up out of bounds. The ball will go back to the Bucks. Sloppy play from both sides. Joseph, what's up, Joseph? Taymula said, I kind of figured they were going to lose when I saw J-Dub was not playing. Yep. No J-Dub, no Harnstein. We know SGA's been out. But we've seen OKC overcome it. Chet Holmgren is available. Ousmane Dieng throws up an air ball. Here comes Kason Wallace over to Dort. Dort runs right into KPJ. And he got the layup to go. No foul call. But Lou Dort did get the layup to go anyway. 7:42 to go. So Kuzma tonight is leading the way with 14. AJ Green with 12, probably on all 4 threes. All 4 of his made shots being threes, I assume. Actually, I know it is. AJ Green with 4 threes tonight. Kevin Porter Jr., 10 and 5, 5 for 10 from the floor as well for KPJ. Jericho Sims with 6 and 4. He did pick up the 3 fouls, so his minutes were limited. Ousmane Dieng with 9.7 boards, 5 assists. Hold on, triple-double watch for Ousmane Dieng? Oh, my goodness. Against his former team? Would be pretty cool. Would be pretty cool. Chet Holmgren tonight with 14 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Kenrich Williams with only 3. Sejo with 11. Lou Dort with 9. He's getting active here. He's already got 7 points. He had 2 points in the first half. Already has 7 points here in the third. We're a little over 4 minutes to go here in the third. Kason Wallace with only 1 point tonight. I tried to hype up Kason Wallace a little bit in the pregame, right? With SGA being out, Kason Wallace is getting an extended run with the ball in his hands. And tonight, not showing up. Only 1.2 rebounds, 3 assists. He's 0 for 4 from the field. Need more from Kason Wallace. Not looking like a lead guard. Not looking like he has potential to be a lead guard. Nick Yak said it was right after getting thrown to the ground. Mitch, just too nice of a guy. So chill. Mitch doesn't really take anything personal. Mitch is, he's living his best life. I'm sure if you asked like 16-year-old Mitchell Robinson, what would be what is like the dream life for you? And he'd probably say playing professional basketball and going back home to Louisiana to do whatever the heck I wanted to do. And he literally does that. Plays professional basketball, and, he has the truck he wants, as crazy as they look. He goes fishing. I'm sure he has a nice property back in Louisiana. I'm sure his family's taken care of. He's literally living his life. What has he got to be angry about? He's the best offensive rebounder in the NBA. He's also having a phenomenal NBA career. The only thing that has been holding him back is the injuries. And that seems to be a little bit under control so far this year with the injury management situation going on. Benzino said, who's your favorite NBA player? Mine's Dyson Daniels, the great barrier thief. Dyson Daniels, to me, has been a tough watch. He's shooting like 20% from three-point range this year. He's been a tough watch offensively. But I do like Dyson Daniels a lot. He's been my favorite player to watch this year. Probably Mo Diawara. Mitchell Robinson. I watch a lot of basketball, but I can't think of a player who I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to watch that guy. I don't know. Taymula said, do you think Chet gets a double-double? He's got, 14 and 8? Yeah, he'll get that double-double. JJB, what's up, JJ? Betting versus once money line is solid after the Spurs matchups? Sure. Kuzma can't get the layup to go. Wiggins with the rebound. And the Thunder crowd's starting to get into the game here. You could hear them hyping up every missed shot now for the Bucks. Their offense is sputtering. Got to get back on track. They get it over to Kason Wallace. They get it over to Holmgren. Hands it back off to Wallace. Wallace with a pass fake. Driving to his left. Down the lane. Throws up the floater. Got it to go. First made basket for Kason Wallace. And now he's up to 3 points. And it's suddenly a 7-point game. Big X at a 16. Mitch, first year playing basketball is what's so amazing. Yep. Had all the physical skills. Ousmane Dieng gets the handoff. Travels it over to Sims. Sims high post left wing. Hands it off to Green. One dribble to his left. Puts up the 3. Comes up short. Here comes Chet Holmgren. Some really bad shots being taken here by the Bucks. Having a really tough time generating decent looks. And good defense from the Bucks. Kason Wallace just kind of stumbles and slips out of bounds. And the ball's going to go back to the Bucks here. St. Mula, Norman Powell. Norman Powell's not a bad one. Norman Powell has been fun this year. He's been even better this year than he was last year with the Clippers. So that's a good pick. Bruce Fowler said, the Knicks don't seem to understand everyone wants to beat them. Everyone. Yeah. That Pacers game was very emblematic of it. They literally sat everybody else the next night in Brooklyn. And they still ended up winning the game, by the way. And we got a timeout. Probably a challenge here from the Thunder. But yeah, teams want to come to the Garden. They want to put on a show. That's always been the case. But now that the Knicks are good, teams now even more so want to play the Knicks extremely hard, especially when it's in the Garden. So, there's been a couple of times this year where the Knicks just have not responded in the way that they needed to respond. And in doing so, they lose a game that they definitely should not have lost. It is what it is. Ronnie said, why isn't Milwaukee driving the net and forcing fouls? Because they don't really have anybody to do that. They just put Cam Thomas back in the game. He only got 7 points tonight. He's only taken 5 shots. I need my guy Cam Thomas to go off here in the second half. Absolutely need it. The only guy really capable of doing that consistently is probably Kevin Porter Jr., maybe a little bit of Kuzma. But with Chet Holmgren out there, Kevin Porter Jr. has been almost completely nullified. Every time he goes to the rim, Chet Holmgren is waiting for him. And he's blocked him, he's blocked him twice already in the third quarter so far. And I believe overall he's blocked him either 3 or 4 times here tonight. Or at least contested a shot 4 times. Definitely blocked him at least 1 time in the first half. So he's got 3 blocks and Kevin Porter Jr. alone so far here tonight. So his driving game has been almost completely nullified. Kyle Kuzma, he's garnering a tough perimeter matchup with either Dort or Wallace, who definitely pokes at the ball, so his ball handling is being tested, and he doesn't have a great handle on the ball. And outside of that, they don't have anybody to really get downhill. Now, maybe with Cam Thomas in the game now, he can, start breaking some of their defense up a little bit. We saw earlier, they double-teamed them coming off a screen very, very aggressively, so he could definitely draw a ton of attention against defenses, so hopefully that could open up the game for the Bucks here because they're really struggling right now, allowing Oklahoma City right back into it. 7-point game. Nick Yak said, love watching Mitch and Brunson footwork in the paint. The Brunson footwork thing is crazy because obviously we've always known great footwork is one of the most underrated but also one of the most important skills for high-level scorers in the NBA, right? Like, ask any high-level scorer. You want to ask your Jordans and your Kobes, they'll talk to you about footwork. You want to ask about LeBron, he'll talk to you about footwork. You want to talk about SGA, he'll talk to you about footwork. You want to talk about Luka, he'll talk to you about footwork. You want to talk about Brunson, he'll talk to you about footwork and how important it is in terms of creating angles and creating space for his ability to get a shot off. But in particular, small players like Jalen Brunson, when they can get footwork, a lot of it is to allow themselves to get shots off because they're in a league where the average height of an NBA player is like 6'7", 6'8". And Jalen Brunson's barely 6 feet tall, if that. So, footwork is incredibly important to those guys. It is a joy to watch. I agree with you, Yak. It is a joy to watch Jalen Brunson play basketball every single night. Joe said, this is why we don't need Giannis. He's always getting injured, so I don't know why so many Knicks fans want him so bad, because he's still one of the 3 best players in the NBA. And if you have an opportunity to get one of the 3 best players in the NBA, you should probably take that chance and go get him. The Thunder won their challenge and then immediately turned it over. So, kind of nullifies the challenge. 6:40 to go. We're approaching the halfway point of this third quarter. This third quarter's flying by. Cam Thomas down the lane, kicks it out to Pete Nance, and Pete Nance knocks down the 3. Shout out Pete Nance. Hold on. Pete Nance a real NBA player right now? Lead back up to 10. Jason Wallace pulls it out, swings it over to Holmgren. Holmgren's going to fire the left wing 3. It's going to come up short. Long rebound right back to Holmgren. They swing it out to Wallace. Wallace foul line floater. Way too strong, can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Holmgren able to come up with it. Gets blocked in the paint. Dort able to come up with it. Misses the layup. Battle for the rebound. Pete Nance rips it down. Look at Pete Nance in the paint, baby. Oh, Pete Nance making me a fan. This is why we watch these games, so we'll learn about guys like Pete Nance. Cam Thomas back to Nance. Back to Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas dancing with it. Sidestep, right corner 3. Throws up an air ball. Good defense from Chet Holmgren. Not a good shot there for my guy Cam. Here comes Kenrich Williams. Bump Euro gets stripped by Ousmane Dieng. Look at the defense from the Bucks right now. Cam Thomas gets it over to Kevin Porter Jr. Porter dancing with it. Up top. Crosses over to his left. Off the sim screen. Down the lane. Inside past the sim. Swings it out. Pete Nance. Another three. He's open. Can't get that one to go. I would have popped off hard. Here comes the Thunder. Aaron Wiggins will bring it down. Wiggins up top. Coming to his right. Swings it over to Kenrich Williams. Catches it on the run. Scoop play with the right hand. Can't get it to go. But a foul is called. They'll go to the foul line for two. Foul on Dieng. Yak said, I don't think Giannis comes back this month. He had 4 calf strains in 2 years. He must be fully healthy before I would put him out there. Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm sure the Milwaukee Bucks are like, hey, man, take the rest of the season off. We're going for that lottery pick, right? I'm sure they're like, we don't care if he comes back at all this season. So maybe they do, maybe they don't, who knows. But yeah, I don't see why you would rush him back at all. At all. Kenrich Williams does knock down his first free throw. He's got another one coming. Jared McCain checks into the game. Come on, McCain. He didn't really do much in the first half. Give us something to talk about here, McCain. Williams does miss the second free throw. Pete Nance with the rebound. Pete Nance is making me a fan, man. I like the way Pete Nance has played today. I've always been a fan of Larry Nance Jr. Pete Nance showing some similar skills. Cam Thomas coming to his right. Swings it over to Ousmane Dieng. Ousmane Dieng step back three. Got it to go for Ousmane Dieng. Now he's going to start heating up. Shout out Ousmane Dieng. Once a Nick, always a Nick. If you guys didn't know, Ousmane Dieng, former Nick draft pick. Pump fake for Wiggins, drives to the rim, can't get the layup over Pete Nance to go. A lot of contact, no foul call here for the Thunder driving to the rim. They leave it off of Pete Nance to get it over to Cam Thomas, hesitates from three, driving it down in the paint, throws up the high floater, can't get it to go, but a charge is called as Jay Will has stepped in. Lana Mona said, how about rumors of Jason Tatum coming back? I mean, the rumors have been abound since this offseason that he might possibly be back this season. Here's the thing. If he comes back, it's going to be an adjustment period to come back to this version of the Celtics, number one. And number two, coming back to a different role. Because you're not going to slide Jason Tatum back in fresh off an Achilles tear at the end of a regular season where they're the 2 seed right now and be like, yeah, just go back to being Jason Tatum. Just go back and being Tatum. Like, no. You're going to be second or third fiddle to the other guys as we work you back slowly. Now, next year, he should get back to being, MVP candidate Jason Tatum. Kayson Wallace misses the layup, but Aaron Wiggins right there for the two-handed slam. And the Bucks pushing it the other way. So even if he does come back, it's not going to be the same Jason Tatum that we last saw. Ousmane Dieng gets to the foul line, pull-up jumper, got it to go. Caruso gets it over to Jay Will. Jay Will pump fakes out to McCain. A left wing three for McCain. Too strong, can't get it to go. Extra pass back to McCain. A left corner three. Now he got it to go. Give him 2 shots. He'll get one of them down. Don't let him see it twice. Robes Pierre with the Robes. Cam Thomas gets it over to Portis. Portis shovels it over to Porter Jr. Porter Jr. spins, coming to his left. Caruso breaking up the screen. Porter Jr.'s got nowhere to go. Caruso chasing. Porter Jr. down the lane. Kicks it over to Ousmane Dieng. A no-dip three. He got it to go. Who told Ousmane Dieng how to shoot like that? I know he always had the potential, but my goodness, this kid. No, he looking like Nick Batum on that three right there. Caruso, Kayson Wallace has it in the paint. They get it out to Jay Will up top. Jay Will hits McCain back door, and McCain ends up throwing away. Great read from Kevin Porter Jr., who picks it off and saves it over to his teammate. Now he'll bring it down. Porter Jr. has it up top. Milwaukee Bucks leading by 12, keeping them an arm's distance away. Coming to his left, crossing back over to his right, splitting the defense, steps through down the lane, scoop play with the right hand, can't get it to go. Ball knocked into the air. Wallace picks it up, pushing it the other way, gets it over to Jay Will in transition, out to McCain, a straightaway three. Got it to go. Just like that, back to 9. And Jared McCain back-to-back threes. Good start. Heating up here. I asked for Jared McCain, and he's delivering. Cam Thomas bringing it down. Now, Cam, now it's time for you to get unlocked. Bobby Portis fakes the hands off. multiple times. Now gets it out to Kevin Porter Jr. He's going to walk into a mid-range jumper. Can't get it to go. Long rebound. He picks it up. Going down to the rim. It's under the rim and almost throws it away. Bobby Portis able to save it from going out of bounds. Launches the three and got it to go. Oh, my goodness. We have these incredible lulls in this game where neither team can score, and then we have moments like this where neither team can miss a three. Case on Wallace crosses over. They swing it around. McCain, another one, 3 in a row. Ooh, can't get down with the goal. I almost popped off. Bobby Portis with the rebound. He's bringing it down the other way. It's still a 12-point lead for Milwaukee after all of that. Portis hands it off to Cam Thomas. He has it up top, being guarded by Wallace. And then knocked out of bounds by Aaron Wiggins as they tried to feed it back to Portis. 1:34 to go. Timer did not tick for 3 minutes. I apologize. Raymond, what's up, Raymond? Thomas can shoot the three. He can. Not doing a whole lot of shooting today. I'm actually very disappointed in his performance. 3 for 6 from the field for 7 points. Brother, I need you to take like 15 shots, not 6. They do have a 12-point lead, so I can't even really blame them. It's whatever's going on is working. Freudenberg, what's up, Freudenberg? Go Bucks? Yes, sir. Open tonight. Joel Palin, what's up, Joel? Now, not only for you Knicks, but I'm a fan anywhere you are. I follow. Appreciate you, Joel. Appreciate you. Cam Thomas has it. 1-on-1 against Caruso. Blows past him. Scoop with the right hand. Got it to go. That's the Cam Thomas I know and love, baby. Take him right to the rim. Alex Caruso, one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. Not the Cam Thomas. He don't even see you, brother. He's going right past you. Caruso crosses over, down the lane, fall-away jumper in the paint, throws up an air ball. You're not Cam Thomas, brother. You're not Cam Thomas, I can tell you that right now. Jay Will swings it out to Holmgren. Holmgren left corner against Portis. Jab step, pump fake. Now he's going to launch to the corner three, and he's going to throw up an air ball. My goodness. Back-to-back air balls for the Thunder. One from Caruso, and then a terrible one from Holmgren out of the corner. Cam Thomas, ooh, step back three in the left wing. Can't get it to go. Ooh, I was about to go crazy for that Cam Thomas step back three. Here comes Chet Holmgren bringing it down the other way. Gets it over to Jay Will. Jay Will pass fake. Hands it off to McCain. McCain's going to stop and pop from three off the handoff. Can't get it to go. Bobby Portis with the rebound. Here comes A.J. Green. And get it over to Cam Thomas. Yes, sir. Cam Thomas run the show, baby. I love this. Crossing over to his right. Putting his head down. Attacking all the way to the rim. Scoop layup. Gets chased down. Blocked. But P. Nance right there for the scoop layup. Yes, sir. Even when he doesn't score, the Bucks score. But just the aggressiveness from Cam Thomas allowed P. Nance to come over and get that putback. We call those Kobe assists. Down the lane, Ousmane Dieng gets the block on Isaiah Joe. A.J. Green dives for the ball and saves it. Shovels it out to Pete Nance, and Ousmane Dieng will bring it down. He has it up top. They're going to hold it for the final shot of the quarter. 8 seconds to go. Yeah, Cam Thomas, clear out. Don't even set the screen. Don't even set the screen. He's going to set the screen anyway. Cam Thomas has it in the right wing. He's going to dance with it. Double step back straight away three. Line me up. Ooh, damn, Cam. You're getting good step back threes off. You got to knock one of these down, man. I'm ready to pop off for you. I'm ready to hype you up, Cam Thomas. Bucks have a 16-point lead at the end of the third quarter, though. So, if some of these Cam Thomas step back threes would have gone down, he's only sitting with 9 points right now, 4 for 10 from the floor. Should probably have about 15. But K. Hayes at the Cam Thomas Glaze is hilarious. I don't know what you're talking about, brother. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just here trying to have a good time. He is a show unto himself, right? He's not wearing a Brooklyn Nets jersey. I'm going to hype my guy Cam Thomas up. If Cam Thomas were not on the Milwaukee Bucks, guess what, brother? We would not be watching this game. Chris Lamb, what's up, Chris? Is Sims playing right now? Sims is not on the court right now, but he is playing tonight. He has played. My timer was way off for that quarter. Let's go ahead and set it up. Throw 12 minutes on the clock. 16-point lead for the Bucks. May the best team win. Chris said I need Buddy to get one more. One more what? One more rebound? One more point? What one more are we talking about here? Jericho Sims right now is sitting with 6 and 4. 6 points, 4 boards for Jericho Sims right now. JC said Sims has been busy fouling. He did pick up 3 early fouls in the first half, which limited his minutes. He only played 16 minutes tonight. Every other starter is well above 20. Well above 20, as you can see. He's only played 16. Jakey, what's up, Jakey? Happy to see you again, brother. Joe said OKC was 73 in the fourth, although OKC isn't going back-to-back and already see it. I think it's more of a chance they don't go back-to-back, but this is not a representation of who the Oklahoma City Thunder are. We're missing so many guys tonight. Jakey said, thank you for streaming this. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Absolutely. I really considered not doing tonight's game. I already canceled the late night game. The idea was to do both of them back-to-back, right? But then the news came out that Cooper Flagg was out, and I was like, all right. Who am I going to hype up in that game? Like, at least tonight, I got me some Cam Thomas. I got me some Jared McCain. We already celebrated our Nicola Topic debut. So, who can I hype up in the Lakers game with no Cooper Flagg? RG, what's up, RG? I need Porter 8 more points. Third quarter was trash. He started getting going a little bit in that third quarter. Up to 10. Actually, maybe he didn't. I don't think he scored, right? He had 10 at halftime. He's still stuck with 10. Ousmane Dieng got it going, though. He's got 3 threes made tonight. 6 for 9 from the field for 17 points. Their leading scorer. I need my guy Cam Thomas to start going off, though. He's got to lead the way in the fourth quarter. Broken Bottle Productions. What's up, Broken Bottle? Is Milwaukee going to win? Possibly. This is why we watch the games, brother. If I knew, I probably wouldn't be watching if I knew who was going to win. All right, here we go. Topic comes out to start the fourth. My guy Nicola Topic is back out there. All right. Lou Dort bringing it down to get it over to Topic. Topic tried to throw a cross-court pass, gets picked off. Here comes Green. Green gets it over to Kuzma. Kuzma against Topic, leans in, can't get the layup to go. Good defense from my guy Topic. Not just an offensive player. Look at him play defense. They swing it out to Topic, down the lane, to the rim, tries to leave it off for Chet Holmgren, gets picked off again. That's 2 quick turnovers for Nicola Topic in his NBA debut. NBA debut for Nicola Topic. He's been through a lot. ACL tear, then gets diagnosed with testicular cancer. My guy's finally back out there. That's why I'm rooting so hard for him. Kuzma gets it out to AJ Green. Green gets it over to Portis. Portis being guarded by Caruso. They get it back to Green. Jab step, coming to his right. Pull up straight away, 3 over Topic. Got it to go for AJ Green. That's what he does. 19-point lead for the Bucks now. They don't even have, they do have Cam Thomas out there. Put the ball in my guy Cam Thomas's hands. I don't care what the score is. They get it over to Isaiah Joe, a 3. He can't respond. Rebound over to Portis. Good boxing out from the Bucks there. Here comes Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas gets it over to Portis. Portis gets it over to Thomas. Swings through to his left. Double step back, pump fake, leans in, gets caught in the air, tries to throw a bullet pass that somehow finds its way out the green. They get it over to Pete Nance, a straightaway 3. Pete Nance knocks it down, a 22-point lead. They are taking it to the Thunder right now in a timeout for the OKC Thunder. My goodness. This definitely was not the outcome I thought we were going to get tonight. I thought if there was going to be a blowout, it was going to be OKC over the Bucks, but it's gone the other way. And also, it's not even like it's being led by Cam Thomas. It's not even like Cam Thomas is having this ridiculous game. He's stuck on 9 points. He doesn't even have double-figure scoring yet. Pete Nance has scored more than him. He's knocked down 3 threes. Like I said, I'm slowly becoming a Pete Nance fan here tonight. This is why we watch these games, by the way, so we'll learn about guys like Pete Nance. Sometimes you guys are like, how do you know that guy? Because I watch games like this, and Pete Nance shows up. So when Pete Nance is a free agent and he gets picked up by like the San Antonio Spurs, and then he has a phenomenal year for the Spurs, and people are like, where did Pete Nance come from? It's like, how did you guys not know who Pete Nance was? Right? This is why we watch these games. Durston said, why put money on Milwaukee now? I don't know, brother. This is why I don't bet. I don't try to get into the hands of the bettors. Ronnie McLeod said, I knew Milwaukee would win, but my Porter and Thomas need 17 each. I'm cooked. You might be cooked. You might be cooked. Now, Cam Thomas is always liable to go off for like 10 quick points out of nowhere. Now, Kevin Porter Jr., maybe he could as well, but probably not. Maystickle, what's up, May? Is Kevin Porter Jr. injured? Nope. Just not very good at basketball. Corey Day, what's up, Corey? We might be cooked by Porter. I would never put my money on a Kevin Porter Jr. parlay, brother. I don't know why you got him in there. Trub said, I had a feeling the Bucks would, don't know, but good. DK good without Giannis somehow. I mean, they're just having an incredible shooting night tonight. They are AJ Green's got 5 threes, 3 for Jang, 2 for Kuzma, 3 for Portis, 3 for Nance. They are overall 16 for 34 from three-point range. Like, they're having a great shooting night so far tonight. They are still, even without Giannis, have been still one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league. So, Mohawk the Kid. What's up, Mohawk? I need Dort and Check to score more, to score one more time. They'll probably come in after this timeout, maybe. Mohawk said, I had AJ Green on 4 plus 3, Chet, 15 points, and Dort for 10 points. Room for you, brother. Room for you. Derek Young, what's up, Derek? Kevin been quiet tonight? Yes, he has. He's not played all that particularly well, which also makes it interesting how the Bucks have managed to build up a 22-point lead here. Kevin Porter Jr.'s got 10. Cam Thomas got 9. Probably their 2 best perimeter players who could actually create something off the bounce. And combined, they have 19 points on 9 for 22 shooting. Not great. Not great. Also 0 for 5 from three-point range between the two guys. But it's working out. Rodney said, with this score, Porter and Thomas with 19 combined is wild. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. You would think that one of those guys was going off if the Bucks were going to blow out the Thunder tonight. Now, I get the Thunder are missing a bajillion guys, but it's not like the Bucks are all that healthy. It's not like the Bucks have been very good, even with the health. Isaiah Joe gets open for a 3 and he knocks it down. Back to 19 it goes. Kuzma gets it over to Nance, inside to Green. They kick it back out. Wide open, Cam Thomas 3, knocking that one down. Knock me down, Cam Thomas, his first made 3 of the game. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm having a good time. It's a 22-point game still. Topic, driving to his right, kicks it out to Joe. Joe in the right corner. Pulls it out. Gets it up top to Topic. A deep 3 for Topic. Comes up short. Pete Nance with the rebound. Here comes big Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas, show me something. Go ahead, isolate. Don't even call for a screen. Lobs it over the top to Pete Nance to get it in the corner to Kuzma. Kuzma's going to fire a 3. He's going to come up short. Henrich Williams gets it over to Dort. Dort will bring it down. Lou Dort has it up top. Crosses over to his right against Green. Has him in the post. Steps back. Loses the hand on the ball. Out of bounds. Going back to the Bucks. Lou Dort's been all over the place tonight. Derek Young said, I need Kevin for 15 points. Is he out there? He's not even out there anymore. Portis gets it over to Kuzma. Kuzma driving to his right. With this score in the fourth quarter, we might not see Kevin Porter Jr. the rest of the night. Step back midi for Cam Thomas. Can't get it to go. Cam Thomas jumper not going in tonight. And they still blowing him out. It's kind of crazy. Comes Jared McCain bringing it down. Kane dancing with it. Driving to his right. Pulls it out. Lobs it down low to Holmgren. Holmgren in the post. Trying to body up with Kuzma. Spins, goes up, draws the foul. He's going to the foul line for 2. All right, we don't need this turned into a foul fest, Chet Holmgren. Go ahead, launch up your shots. Mark, what's up, Mark? How am I doing? I'm doing good, Mark. I'm doing good. We got the surprise outcome, a 22-point blowout of the Milwaukee Bucks over the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight. Now, the Thunder are missing about a majillion guys out of the rotation, but so are the Bucks. So are the Bucks. The Bucks are literally without their 3 best players. No Giannis, no Ryan Rollins, no Miles Turner. And yet, student said AJ Green is a 3-point shot beast. Is he in the 3-point contest? I don't think he is, right? He definitely should be. He definitely should be. Who's in it? Booker, Knipple, Lillard, Maxey, Mitchell, Murray, Portis, Norman Powell. Yeah, no AJ Green is crazy to me. Cam Thomas into the 3. He can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Pushing it the other way. Holmgren did knock down both free throws, so it's a 20-point lead. Isaiah Joe gets it out to Jared McCain. Coming to his left off the Chet Holmgren screen. McCain has it on the left wing. Walks into a pull-up 3. Kane can't get it to go. Long rebound. Kenrich Williams just out-hustles everybody to it. Dort's going to drive it down. And they kick it out. Joe up top. Well, like I said, come on, Lou Dort. I need 1 point now that Chet hit. He's 15. And a deep three from Isaiah Joe got it to go. 17. Thunder could absolutely get hot here. And we have seen the Bucks get cold at some points. Cam Thomas gets it over to Pete Nance. Kenrich Williams jump the lane. They swing it out. A.J. Green, a wide open three. That's the guy you don't want to leave open. But he can knock it down. They catch a break. But Portis with the offensive rebound. Portis is going to dance with it. A sidestep jumper. Got it to go over Chet Holmgren, who was right in his face. One of those nights for the Bucks for sure. Almost every jump shot going down. My goodness. Even the contested ones. Mark said, I hope we keep our Mo minutes, but just strengthens our bench at the end of the day. Yeah, for sure. For sure. A backcourt violation on the Thunder. 7:20 to go. For sure. I could definitely see. I do think there's value in experimenting with Sochan. Just to see what they have. I'm a Mo Diawara guy. I have not been a very big fan of Jeremy Sochan these last 2 years or so. Big fan of him coming out of Baylor. And during his rookie year and second year, was a fan of his. Last 2 years, I started looking at him sideways. I'm like, brother, where's the development coming from? Has not been very good at any portion of basketball so far. I think his defense has been very overrated. Hopefully that turns around here with the Knicks. But he's wearing orange and blue now. He's got New York across his chest, so I hope it works out. But yeah, I would prefer to keep seeing Mo Diawara in the rotation. The fact of the matter is, with OG Anunoby making his likely return, there's not going to be a ton of minutes available for those guys anyway, either one of them. Right? Minutes are not going to be available for Mo Diawara or Jeremy Sochan at some point anyway. When fully healthy, Deuce McBride and OG Anunoby back, I don't think either of those guys are in the rotation, unfortunately. Sims down the lane, knocks down a floater over McCain. And this is just an old classic beatdown, man. It's not even close. A deep three for Isaiah Joe. He's trying to get his team back into it. Just heaving him up there. Swings it over to Dort. Dort will fire one away. He can't get it to go. Whoever needed Dort points. That was his open three. He couldn't get it. We're quickly approaching the halfway point here in this fourth quarter. This one's a blowout. Portis has it. Mid-range jumper. Another one for Bobby Portis. This is kind of crazy. Thunder have put in Brooks Barnhizer, who's in the game right now. Shout out Brooks Barnhizer, our preseason legend. Kenrich Williams drives to the rim, gets the lefty layup. Ooh, gave 2 points on the wrong side. I'm just so used to giving Milwaukee Bucks points. It's 104-83. KPJ on the left wing. Gonna dance with it. Gives it up to Ousmane Dieng. My guy Cam Thomas is out of the game. So what are we even here for, really? A.J. Green pump fake, sidestep three off the rhythm dribble. In and out, can't get it to stay. Brooks Barnhizer with the rebound. Mark said, good question, Susan. I'd maybe go Sochan. What'd Susan ask? Susan said, oh, Jordan Clarkson or Sochan? Oh, Sochan. No question. Jordan Clarkson is 33 years old. Jeremy Sochan's 22. It's a good value play for the Knicks to just take a flyer on Jeremy Sochan. There's still some untapped potential there, for sure. It's just, he's in year 4 and hasn't really shown a ton of improvement from his rookie season to now, other than gaining NBA experience. So, Kevin Porter Jr.'s got to get a shot up with the shot clock winding down. Driving to his right, scoop play with the right hand. Can't get it to go. Way off. Here comes the Thunder. Christopher Moreno. What's up, Chris? Go Bucks at 5 times today. Awesome channel. Appreciate you, Chris. Appreciate you. A 3 from Kenrich Williams went down, by the way. So it's an 18-point game, under 5. Ousmane Dieng dancing with it. Get over to KPJ. Mark said big upside. Possibly. Again, year 4. I don't really care what the age is right now. We have 4 years of, well, he's in year 4. So we have 3 years of, data on him, which is, a pretty decent amount. A step back jumper for A.J. Green went down, by the way, so we get a full timeout from the Thunder. 3 years of data is a pretty sizable amount. Now, development is not linear, so he still has upside for sure, but we hope that the upside is still there and he has not hit a wall in his development, right? That jump shot is completely broken. He's got a terrible hitch in it. He has a low 3-point percentage on very low volume, so can't hit a shot from the perimeter at all. If you look at the percentages, you're going to see like 30-ish% or so, and you're going to be like, well, that's not awful. Like, you could work with that, but very low volume with very low percentage is a terrible combination. At least shoot about 5 or more threes. I think the most he shot was it's only like 2.5 or something, maybe 3. So really bad. Tiza, what's up, Tiza? Is Wiggins playing? I need him for 5 more points. Wiggins is not in the game right now. Probably won't come back in the game. Chris Lamb said, is Porter in? Porter is in right now. He still has yet to score. Got 10 and 7. Jokus, what's up, Jokus? Why isn't that game live today? The Bucks Thunder game is live, brother. I don't know what to tell you. It is live. I don't know what you mean by that. Mark said he balled out against us 2 Christmases ago. Remember that? I don't think he balled out against us. He had a decent game, but he did knock down a couple threes. I don't remember what his final stat line was, but I don't remember walking away from that game being like he balled out. He definitely had a decent game. But yeah, that was the Mikal Bridges game. That was the Mikal Bridges game for sure. I remember that. I do remember him hitting 2 threes in that game and being like, really? Jeremy Sohan's going to hit threes against us? That's what's going to bury us? Mark said, I remember the green Grinch hair. Yeah, I hope, we've been talking about him all night, Mark. I hope he comes to the Knicks, and my biggest, number one priority for him should be I need a different hairstyle every other week. So twice a month, I need him to change up the hairstyle. Whether it's a different hairstyle or a different color, whatever the case may be, I need something different from my guy, Jeremy Sohan. I need it. That's priority number 1 for me. Priority number 1. Make sure you get the look right. Right? Everybody in the chat has been saying tonight, first thing he's got to do is get the orange and blue hair. Right? We got to start off with the orange and blue, and then we can start getting wacky with it. Mark said, he'll be going out with Josh. I was saying, Mark, I was like, I don't know what it's like down there in San Antonio, but here in New York, brother, you got more than enough options with hairstylists to go to. Right? You got plenty of people you can hit up. I'm sure people are definitely already hitting them up like, hey, man, we'll hook you up down here. Right? Whatever you want. Whatever craziness you want, we got you. So. Tiz said, I'm going to follow you for this. Appreciate you, Tiz. Appreciate you. We go live 6 days out of the week. Now, obviously, we will be off. There you are, Tiz. Appreciate you, Tiz. We will obviously be off this next week here because there are no basketball games to cover. Now, maybe we'll go live for Saturday. Maybe we'll go live for Sunday for the game. I don't know yet. I'm just really not looking forward to those games. We tried covering the All-Star game last year. It was a disaster, if only because the game sucked to watch. It was trash, but maybe we'll try it. We'll see how I'm feeling. I'm going to have 2 days off of not having to stream, so I'll have my nights to myself for the first time in a while. Now, I stream 6 days a week, so every now and again I get a night to myself, but it's going to be kind of crazy. 2 nights in a row? It's gonna be, who knows what I'm going to get up to? Who knows? Now, this game's over, so I'm not calling it every single play at this point, but we could just hang out. We're under 4 minutes to go. Wiggins is back in the game. He misses a 3 there. Buddy Boeheim is in the game. Shout out Buddy Boeheim. My guy Nicola Topic is also in the game. But they don't have my guy Cam Thomas. Where is Cam Thomas? Let me watch Cam Thomas get buckets. He has not been getting buckets yet tonight. Hey, there's a shot that went down for Kevin Porter Jr. He missed the floater but got his own offensive rebound and putback. And then Wiggins gets blocked at the rim and then throws it away. Here comes Kevin Porter Jr. We got 3 minutes to go. I mean, we could do this too. Because the game is over. We could do this. We got a timeout? Got a timeout? All right, we might just wrap this up any second here. Mark said surpass 3K subs. We did. We did surpass 3K subs, y'all. Appreciate y'all for that. I really, really do. Community's still growing. I will say, I think, I could be wrong. Actually, matter of fact, I think I could check right here. because I do keep a notebook of important stats to keep track of for the channel. Where's my phone at? We can do this right now. What was the number we started with this season, guys? Do we know? I don't remember what our subscriber count was to start this season. So this season started October of 2025. So if I whip out my calculator, if I could find it. Where's my, oh, here we go. Right, so I can tell you right now. So it's 76 plus 530 plus 815 plus 1297 minus 456 minus 275 minus 289. So we started this year, yeah, that's what I thought. We started this year at 1,700 subscribers. 1698 is what we were at to start the season, start the NBA season. We were at 1698, that's what I thought, around 1,600. But we'll round it up to 1,700, right? 1698, so 1,700 subscribers. We are now over 3,000, and we are at the All-Star break. I don't think we'll get to 4,000 by the end of the year, but 3,500, we've already almost doubled it. We'll definitely probably double it by the end of the year, by the end of the season, right? That should get us to around 3,400 if we're at 17. We were at 1,700, so we would have almost doubled it. You've more than doubled. Well, at 1,700, we're at 3,000, so doubled it would be 3,400. If we can get to the end of the season, I guess that's my new goal, right? That's my new goal this season. If we can get ourselves, our community, to 3,500 subscribers by the end of the season, that's 500 more to the end. We have how many months left? We have the rest of February. We got March, April, May, and June, right? Because we're going to be covering the playoffs. We've got 4 more months to go, and this season we have gone through 4 months, and we have half of February left, and we've already been through half of February. So we're about halfway through the NBA season as a whole, including the playoffs. So can we get there? Can we get to 3,500? Right? I've doubled down with the amount of content we're putting out. I've expanded the scope of the channel. Right? We went from a Knicks-only channel to now an entire NBA coverage channel, which I very much like. Obviously, I still keep the focus on the Knicks because that is my favorite team, and I will never abandon that. We will still always prioritize the Knicks over every other team, but that does not mean we don't have space to cover other NBA teams. So, Lana Mona said, "You deserve more subscribers." Sure, we could. I like where we're at. I do like where we're at. The number is not the thing that has ever concerned me. Once we got past 1,000, I really stopped caring about the number. Like 1,000 felt like a milestone. It was like, wow, there's 1,000 people who follow this channel, who are a part of this community. But once we got past that point, I stopped caring about the subscriber count, and I was like, okay, there are other more important goals that the channel, that the community could get, right? John Fields with a subscription. Appreciate you, John. Appreciate you. Chris Williams said, I need McCain, 1 more point and 1 rebound. McCain, I don't think he's on the court right now. Sons Jen with a very generous super chat. Appreciate you, Sons Jen. Appreciate you, brother. Said, you're doing something special here, Sheffy. Thank you for what you do. Appreciate you, Sons Jen. Appreciate you. I don't think I'm doing anything special. I think there are definitely other channels as well who make similar content. You know, I do my due diligence. I check out the other people who are doing similar content, whether it's within the Knicks sphere or within the general NBA sphere, or whether it's within their specific fan base. Like I know Amateur Hour does the Toronto cast. I know the Sports Fury guys mostly covers the Warriors stuff. You know, there's plenty of Knicks content creators who also do play-by-play stuff. So there's plenty of other people in the space. There's nothing special about what I do. I think the thing that's special is the thing that my main focus on is cultivating the community, making sure that like I interact with you guys so that you guys are a part of it's not just me up here rambling, because what the heck do I know? All I do is sit here and watch basketball, right? That's all we do. So that's, I try not to think like I'm doing like this incredible thing. No one else has ever done it. I think we're just hanging out watching basketball, right? If I can make it a little bit more entertaining, I appreciate that, right? I appreciate that. That is the goal. Mark said, "Now your mod is this special." Appreciate you, brother. I do. Okay, he said, "We have good live streamers for the Knicks, but you do it best." Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Benzino said, "Thanks to Suns Gen so much for supporting Sheffy. I love seeing you in the chat." I love seeing Suns Gen in the chat, and that's going to wrap up the game, by the way. I love seeing Suns Gen in the chat. I like seeing Jelano in the chat. Jelano's a Pistons fan. I love seeing Big Rudd in the chat, who's a Bulls fan. Like these, you guys don't really have a vested interest in the New York Knicks. And this channel kind of started out as the New York Knicks, but obviously we're expanding it to cover more of the NBA as a whole. But I love seeing people who are not like Knicks fans first tune in to watch our Knicks streams, right? They don't we have Jeff Brown, we have Froley Moreno, who are Cavs fans who come in, right? I appreciate the community. Like I said, I appreciate the community we're cultivating here. I really, really do. I've said it before. Most of it is you guys. I do a terrible job of marketing this channel out. You guys are like, "Oh, you deserve more subscribers." Maybe I'd have more if I did a better job of marketing it, of putting it out there and whatnot. All I do is hit the go live button. I say it all the time. That's literally all I do. I hit the go live button. I could be doing more. The reason I don't is because it's a lot. It's a lot of work. And this is the first year I'm expanding it to cover more than just the Knicks. If it was just the Knicks, it'd be a little bit more easy, because then I could shoot videos on the days where we're not streaming Knicks games. But now we're live 6 days out of the week. So it kind of eats up all of the time. All of the time is now spent preparing for streams, looking at the games every single night, even the games we didn't cover, and just seeing like who played, what happened, at least checking out the box score. That's the least amount I could do, is at least check out the box scores. But I try to watch the highlights. I try to tune in for quarters. If I see like, oh, that was an explosive quarter, I'll tune in just for that quarter. Try to maximize as much time as possible, right? It's what I try to do, because now we're not covering just the Knicks. Now we're covering everybody. So I should know who Pete Nance is, which I do, right? I should know who Andre Jackson is, which I do. I should know who Brooks Barnheiser is for the Thunder, who played tonight. I do. I should know about the Nicola Topic story. I do, And that's not to say that other people don't who just cover a specific team. They do know about those things. But when you're live for 3 hours every single night, 6 times a week, sometimes 6 hours because we cover 2 games, I feel like I should, to some degree, know about pretty much everything that's going on, especially the things that we're covering that night. So that takes up the time, right? So there are things where like, yeah, I wish I could shoot videos in between live streams and put videos up and put YouTube shorts up. It's just the shooting of that stuff, the production of it, the post-production of the editing and all of that, like that's just a lot. So we're going to take care of the streaming. We're going to make this as good of a product as possible. And hopefully we can continue to grow from there. And I appreciate you guys for it. But that's going to wrap up the game, 100-93. That's where we're at. That's where it ended. The Thunder go down. And guess what? Because the Thunder went down tonight, going into the All-Star break, the Detroit Pistons have the best record in the NBA. They have the best record in the NBA. Now, technically, they're half a game back of the Thunder, but that's because they played less games. But they have one less loss in the loss column, right? So if you've ever wondered how important the regular season is, I was thinking about this the other day, and seeding only matters to me if you are competing for the 1 seed, if you're competing for a top 4 seed, right? If you're 5th or below and you're competing against the top 4 seed, because then you get home court, or if you're in the play-in trying to get out of the play-in into the top 6. Those are the only 3 times I think it truly matters to really go all out for seeding. And if the Knicks feel like Detroit has the best record in the NBA right now, if the Knicks truly feel like, okay, number 1 isn't really viable anymore, can't really get to number 1, we're 6 games back of Detroit unless Detroit goes on a huge slide, we're not catching Detroit, there's no reason to go all out to battle for the 2 seed with the Celtics. It does not, in my opinion, matter that much. I know some people feel differently, and that's fine, and I get where you're coming from, right? Second round matchups do matter. I get that. But I would not be too concerned, because if you want to make the finals anyway, you got to go through Detroit at some point, right? Second round or conference finals, it doesn't really matter to me. Daryl Grand with a very generous super chat. Appreciate you, Daryl. Said, Sheffy, you're the real MVP. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for your contributions, as always. Thank you for your generosity. Extremely generous of you, man. Extremely generous of you. With that being said, we're going to end the stream right there. That is our final coverage before the All-Star break. There's one more game remaining tonight. I guess I can look real quick, because it is about 10 o'clock, so the other game should have started by now. And it is 38-39, Portland and Utah in a 1-point game. 10 o'clock, so we still have about 15 minutes before the Mavericks-Lakers tip-off. Only 3 games on the slate tonight. 3 really not great matchups at all. But I did want to get one more coverage in because we will be off for at least a week in terms of covering regular basketball games. Like I said, maybe we'll be live on Saturday for the Saturday events. Probably not, but maybe. Maybe we'll see how I'm feeling. Maybe we'll be live on Sunday for the All-Star game. Who knows? Either way, we will see each other again at the latest Thursday and at the earliest Sunday. But with that being said, as always, shout out to all of the channel members, whether you were gifted a membership or you decided to become one yourself. I very much appreciate your guys' generosity. Even tonight, Daryl Grant, Sons Jen, very, very generous with your super chats tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out with me as always. It wasn't the greatest game. We tried to have fun with it, and it ultimately ended up being a blowout. And I thought if there was going to be a blowout, Thunder were going to blow out the Bucks, but it turned out the other way. This is why you watch basketball games. Sometimes you get wacky outcomes like this. But with that being said, thank you guys. Mark, Tanaj, appreciate you. Said Saturday stream might be cool. I'm going to think about it. I really am. Even if we don't go live, no, I thought about it. Naughty Ghost, Fungpei, Ozar, appreciate you guys. K Hazy, appreciate you guys very much. Susan, of course. Susan, always, of course. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for this last game before the All-Star break. Remember to brush your teeth before bed. Stay hydrated, and I'll catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody. Bye.